Miss LaRue, are you all set?
Yes, I believe Zach was gonna come join in a second. He was just speaking with Mr. Young in the breakout room.
Okay.
Hadley, like, um, yeah, I think Hadley did for Sammer, and I think that one was set for a jury trial. Oh, and Attorney Jadala jury trial.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. Because he asked me to do it, and I didn't see her on the list.
Yeah, Colin was less than, oh, she was earlier.
Oh, Sanderson, but Hadley did.
Hadley did it, yes, yes.
You know, this Mr. Hadley is an amazing little lawyer.
Are you trying to sell him some business?
Well, I mean, the more I'm around him, he's a little bit hyperactive, but the more I'm around him, he's a great lawyer. I mean, he really
You guys
is.
are.
But I mean, he does the big time stuff. He does.
Yeah,
PAs.
yeah.
I mean,
Him and Royce.
yeah,
Yeah,
those guys are big time.
yeah, big time.
I'm just punks and drunks, you know.
You are too funny.
I'm gonna get you those passes. And then I'm gonna give you the dates when they have a little market there.
Oh, yes,
They may have one in May. But
that's too soon.
yeah, but I'll give you a list of when the market dates are.
Jeez, thank you.
Of course.
So this is just a plea?
This was actually one of Mr. Bouch's, now our usual client.
You went?
You went?
Amber Rich? Yeah, let me look at your product, like, it'll just get done.
So it's a dismissal, she brought a verification, children no longer.
So, probably fine.
Matters.
Look at these guys patting themselves and.
I know. Joe was just talking highly of Josh a minute ago.
I did such a good job on the case.
If the question was ever, hey, should I go eat lunch at Ronald's house before coming back for an afternoon docket? No, dude, go have an apple or something. No, I think.
McDonald's. Yeah.
So bad for-
Thank you.
It was delicious, but I'm just tired.
Not yet, but I might, I don't have anybody yet, and it looks like most people that are on there, the one already waived, so, I think we're good. I will let you know if I do need you to jump on, I don't.
And all three of us are in the building now, so less the Jeff and I, so
Oh,
we
that's
should be able to
okay. Yep.
feel with it.
Or Jeff just saw a text from Schommer about Cohen. Did you
Okay,
get
I
it?
forgot to tell, I didn't tell him the date yet.
Okay, yeah, Jeff wasn't aware of it, so he,
Jeff was supposed to cover it, but I don't know if you caught what was going on with the clipboard thing today out there.
no, but I just assumed you guys all. You guys all with each other.
Did you catch that, Garcia? I'm usually, I departed from my chip, me lose my cookies on everybody out there with the clipboard thing.
You did? I didn't see.
I had a little
I'll let
timid.
Jeff.
I stopped for you and did a little like This cannot go on. He was trying to call names and people from both sides and they were yelling at me that it signed up for it. And people started a second column on the first page, but there was names on the second, third page. I'm like, I don't care. I don't know how to say this nicely enough, but me standing here fighting with you about who goes first means I'm not doing either of your cases.
I
Like
guess maybe next time we should like,
number.
or X the whole right side, I don't know.
That's the first time I've had that turn into a thing. And luckily they were directing their anger at the attorneys instead of each other. So at least we can all say, no one caught a new case while at court.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
got to
I
say
think I
thank
did.
you. Oh, and congratulations on your breakthrough win.
Zach, do you need help?
No, I'm good. I just I've got a plea deal for one of those matters, and I think we just need to enter it on record. Or do you want me to do you want me to fill out a form and then drop it off there?
It would be better, but you're good if if you don't have people waiting for you, we can do it on record. But did you already talk to Young's?
I did as well. They were both in the room, and neither had problems with me talking about the issues, and we just kind of quickly ironed it out. I talked to the attorney for Imperial yesterday, and she sent me some documents, and we're good to go on the plea deal. If you would like, I can just fill this thing out and then, or we can do it now. I mean, it's up to you. I could fill out the form and walk it down there, or Marissa, is that how you pronounce her name, Counselor? Marissa and I could enter it on record. It's your choice, Heather, whatever's easier for you.
Can you jump at number 2 real quick? There's another person in number 2.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Hold on one second.
I'll move you in there.
Mr. Youngs, are you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. It'll be just a minute.
Okay.
Good afternoon, Wayne County. Mr. Schommer?
Yep, and just tell them yes.
Yes, hello.
Hello, your attorney, I know said that he would be on closer to 1:30, so it'll just be a few minutes, okay?
I won't leave you.
Okay, just put yourself on mute, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Hit the
Thank you.
microphone.
Just have a seat. What we're gonna do is you just pay for it from adjournment. So you just have a seat. Usually they take the guy in the wrong time, judge, you got work, and looks like way too much work. You say, looks like he's baking cakes, don't he? All right, I'll give you the file for this. This one's an adjournment.
No. Anthony, you didn't use an attorney, did you? Okay, thank you. There you go. Thank you.
Did, Zach give you any write-ups yet?
Who is Zach?
Your hands? Sorry, the prosecutor.
For Sumter?
No. Oh,
Write-ups? What would he give me write-ups for? You mean, the please?
yeah,
Oh, he didn't give me anything.
okay. Well, good, I told him,
Is he still here?
yeah, because we have, he's got 3 already, so, they're on Zoom.
Oh, you're gonna go see if I can get him, bro? All right.
I mean, he might just do them on record. I don't know.
Heather, I thought I heard him say he was intent on just appearing to put the pleas on the record.
Okay, thank you.
You bet.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Anthony, yes, sir.
That's what David's mom did. She would face that. I think that same deal. Well, also, you guys are all saying, aren't you guys every day? Yeah. How did it? I think. Peter passed me.
Alex, did you want to speak to Mr. Schommer?
I'm good. I met with him over at the jail earlier today, but I just wanted to advise the court, I'm in person at Sterling Heights. I have a very quick matter. I don't know if the court prefers that I try to wait and do this first, but I could try to do that real quick and rejoin, but I know he's zooming in from the jail.
Let me. Would that be okay?
I'm sorry, I missed part of what you said.
Mr. Youngs. Michael. Attorney. Zoom. We will start with Schommer. I guess definitely.
All right, appearances on the People versus Schommer, please. You got him muted?
No, he's.
I'm unmuted. I was waiting for the APA. Sorry, Your Honor. Alex Hill, P76961 on behalf of Mr. Schommer.
Podium.
All right. Mr. Schommer, you can hear us all right?
Yes. Now I
Thank
can.
you. All right. What do we got?
Schommer will be pleading guilty or no contest, I believe, to the operating while visibly impaired reduction. In exchange, will be dismissing the 3 original charges.
Okay. All right. Is that correct, Mr. Schommer?
I could barely hear her. I didn't understand her.
Okay. My understanding is that's right. My understanding is that you're going to plead guilty to the added charge of operating while visibly impaired, and the 3 original charges from December 2, 2025 would be dismissed.
Yes.
And Your Honor, we are requesting to enter the no contest plea due to the lack of memory. He cannot recall the specific details. I am willing to stipulate for the purposes to the police report and can put a factual basis on.
That's very helpful. Thank you. Mr. Schomer, so you understand your rights and options?
Yes, I do.
And you understand, do you understand the possible penalty for the charge?
Yes, I do.
And do you understand that when you say no contest, you're literally saying, Judge, I'm not fighting that charge?
Yes, yes.
So if I get facts that support the plea, then we're going to move forward. There'll be a sentencing at some point. Just
Yes,
as if you pled guilty. You understand that?
yes.
Okay. Counsel, go ahead. Give me some facts.
Thank you, Your Honor. So according to the investigator's report, on or about December 2nd of 2025, Mr. Schomer was operating a motor vehicle in the area of Charlemagne and LaSalle. That was in Huron Township, Wayne County. Subsequently, this vehicle was investigated by law enforcement, and Mr. Schomer did submit to a blood draw, which was, and I don't have the BAC handy, but we would stipulate to that level for purposes of the plea.
0.244.
And
All right.
is the
You
court
satisfied?
satisfied? I'm satisfied.
All right. Well, if you two are satisfied, I'm certainly satisfied. I'll dismiss the original 3 charges. What's your client's status with his current sentence? When's he done?
Your Honor, so he received on a separate file, 2 separate non-concurrent consecutive 90-day sentences, and it was related to some severe alcohol abuse while he was
Right.
resolving a misdemeanor. We're asking that we potentially be heard on that. If Your Honor is inclined, we would like to ask that he potentially have some of that time suspended so he can take care of this sentencing PSI, return to court personally for sentencing, and show the progress. I've spent a lot of time getting to know him. This was an alcohol-rooted problem, Your Honor. He meant no disrespect to the court or the court's orders. He's actually very appreciative of the time he spent. He's done over a couple months of the sentence. His out date isn't until August, but we're hopeful that he can get out and restabilize his life. He's going through the process of a potential foreclosure. His utilities are getting shut off. He's lost his job. He's paid severely, but he's pleased with his future potentially if he can get it right back on track. And he's taken accountability now for the underlying offense. He stands before the court asking for some mercy and reconsideration where this court rightfully sent him to jail because he had an alcohol issue that was preventing him from following court orders. That is not the case right now. He's doing significantly better, Your Honor.
You want to weigh in?
To the court's discretion, but I would like the court to remember that this incident with 0.244 was when Mr. Schommer should have been on probation, which included no alcohol. The last time we were here on this case, he showed up with a point, I think 11 to court that morning. I think that was the 3rd time that the court had an incident where he was intoxicated.
Yep.
And if I could add one thing, Your Honor.
Sure.
So we believe that was rock bottom, appearing in court intoxicated. He indicated he wasn't thinking clearly. He didn't realize how strong the alcohol had gotten a hold of him. This is an individual that's lived a very positive life. He's 65 years old. He did 4 tours of active duty. He's a veteran. He also served for an additional 10 years beyond that. He supports an elderly mother who's in her 90s. He really wants to reach out and make sure that she's okay. And this was based on his alcoholism, and he's willing and able to maintain his sobriety. He says he would never go back, not only because he's scared straight from the jail. This is the first time he's ever done time in jail at his age. So we are asking the court to extend some grace, let him prove he can stay sober on the outside and appear before Your Honor for sentencing and go from there.
Counsel, I'm not in the habit of commuting my own sentences.
I understand.
I'm willing to consider doing so if I know where he's going. So for example, if he's going to leave Wayne County and go to an inpatient facility to continue his work on his sobriety or intensive outpatient plan, something along those lines, but I'm not going to suspend sentence just so he can come home and see what happens.
We understand that. We want to make sure he has the support structure he needs to be successful. He does have a property in Romulus with the court with supervision. You know, we don't have to have him just go white knuckle it. We can have testing to supervise. We would not oppose that. and then he can get scheduled with an inpatient facility or an outpatient facility. We can get him to submit to a substance abuse evaluation immediately. It's just harder when he's in custody.
No, I understand that. I'll tell you what, if my probation department thinks he's eligible for our sobriety court program, I'll take him in my court program.
Very good, Your Honor. We'd appreciate that. Is it possible that sentencing would be set at an expedited basis? We don't mind waiving certain aspects of the PSI. It's just he is in custody.
I can't waive it because it's the assessment's required by state law. The problem I've got is my probation department's all at a conference right now.
Very good.
Mr. Schommer, do you know what your actual out date is?
No, not offhand.
I believe it's August.
Counsel, let's do this. And I don't think I need you for this, Madam Prosecutor. Let's set up a time where we can get, we'll get you and Mr. Schommer back on Zoom next week sometime.
Thank you.
Because next week I've got my probation department back. My thought process is this. Let's see if you can find a slot. My thought process is I'll put him in a breakout room with my probation department just so they can ask him some basic questions to see if they think he's eligible for our program.
Very good.
Ask her. Yeah, ask Vanessa or if her or Avery have any idea, or maybe Melissa does, or Mariah does. By then, counsel, you have an actual count on his time. So if I decide I'm going to let him out, I'll know I'm suspending 20 days of the sentence or 28 days of the sentence or whatever the math works out to be. With the idea that we schedule him for an immediate PSI and sentencing into sobriety court if probation thinks he's eligible.
Thank you, Your Honor. We appreciate that consideration, and I will go visit with Mr. Schommer to make sure he's aware of what's going on as well.
Actually, we can do this. Let's do this because I don't want to keep the jail tied up because they probably got some other court waiting for that interview room. You're in communication with your client, so I'm going to have Heather reach out to you after she gets some information from probation so we can try to schedule that meeting next week.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay.
And Mr.
All right.
May I just briefly address Mr. Schommer?
Yeah. You want a breakout room? You do it privately?
No, that's okay. Just
That's all right.
hang
Go
in there,
ahead.
Mr. Schommer. I'm going to come see you soon. This is progress. Take care, okay?
Stop here tonight.
No, sir. We've got to wait for the next hearing, but I'm going to come to see you and explain it, okay? You can reach out to me by phone as well today.
I can call you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right.
All right. Thank you very much, Your Honor.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. So you'll hear from us, counsel.
I'll be standing by. Thank you. Thank you
All right.
again.
Thank you.
Bye.
Yeah, you know what? We'll send her an email or something.
Yeah. The prosecutor for Volvo is on Amdemichael, who's on Zoom as well.
I'm sorry. I was focused on that file. Say it again.
Amdemichael. And then Imperial Bag is on Zoom and the prosecutor's ready for them.
All right. People versus Amdemichael.
Good afternoon, Judge. Paul Youngs on behalf of Mespin Amdemichael.
Good morning.
Good
counsel.
afternoon, Your Honor. Zach Learman on behalf of the city of Belleville.
Thank you. What are we doing?
Your Honor.
Your Honor.
You want
Go
me to
ahead,
read that?
Counselor. I'm sorry.
We'll waive reading and stand mute as to the arraignment, and we have worked out a deal. Mr. Learman has offered to let my client plead to allowing an unlicensed person to drive and the dismissal of the underlying charge, DWLS.
All right. Thank you. Mr. Amdemichael, do you understand your rights and the options those rights give you?
Yeah, yes, sir, I do.
Do you understand the possible penalty for this added charge?
Yes, sir.
Understanding all of that wonderful information, are you pleading guilty to that charge today?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you doing so freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir.
Are we done? We got anybody else that's in jail?
I think the deputy wants to.
Deputy, what do you got?
Hey, Judge Oakley, how you doing today, sir? Happy Thursday. I wanted to make sure you were done with Mr. Kenneth Schommer.
We are. Thank you very much.
All right, so y'all have a great day and a great
You
weekend.
do. Yep,
Thank
stay
you.
safe.
You too.
All right. I'm sorry, Mr. Amdemichael.
Oh, no problem.
So, on what is that? February 28, 2026, did you drive a vehicle in Belleville?
Yes, sir, I did.
And at that time, was your license suspended, revoked, or denied?
Yes, sir, it was.
I'll accept your plea if both the attorneys say they're satisfied with the facts.
Yes, Judge.
Yes, Your Honor.
So am I. I'll dismiss the original charge. Mr. Youngs, tell me something about your client.
There's this bit of irony, but I'd like to say that my client was working when he got pulled over, which is, at least he's not sitting on a couch or driving to score drugs or whatever. He was actually door dashing.
Okay.
He's outside of the underlying charges that got his license suspended. He's been clean since then. He just hasn't gotten with the DLAD and did all that
Okay.
arduous work to get his license back. So
Are you working with him on that?
I've referred him to Mark Gilbert. So
Good.
Dotted line.
Good. Okay. All right. Currently you're working, sir?
Yes, sir, I am.
Who do you work for and how long have you been employed there?
Well, yeah, currently I am, I just got a job at Kroger's, which is about 2 miles from my house.
Good.
I previously, before that, I was working with my brother at the flip houses. So I was helping him with, cleaning out the basement and stuff like that. With the Kroger's, I actually, my first day is on Saturday at 11 a.m.
All right. Good luck with the new job.
Thanks, sir.
All right. So normally I would order fines and costs and 4 days on the court work program. Work program is an alternative to jail. I don't want to set you up for failure because I know transportation is an issue. So I'm going to give you the option instead of jail or work program. I'm going to have you do charity work. So I'm going to order that you pay $500 fines and costs. If you need to talk about options, you can have a conversation, start a conversation through our website on our contact me email. Understood?
Yes, sir.
All right. As far as the time, I'm going to order that you do 30 hours community service, document those hours to the court between now and August 1st.
Yes, sir.
Any nonprofit registered as such with the IRS. We've got a list of organizations at the court that we can supply you that are pre-approved, but any nonprofit, if you have any question, have them pre-approved before you actually spend time with them. Official letterhead from that charity that shows you've done the hours, that letterhead has to come to us between now and August 1. Any questions?
No, sir.
Mr. Youngs?
Can he have 2 weeks or a month to pay the $500, Your Honor?
Will a due date of 30 days do it for you, sir?
Would it be possible to, like my family's helping me out with the financial situation till I get my first check.
Would 60 days do it, Mesfin?
I'm sorry?
Would 60 days do it?
That'd be wonderful.
All right, then you don't have to contact us to get, just get it paid within 60.
Yes, sir.
All right, anything else, gentlemen?
No, Your Honor.
I'll follow up if there's any hiccups, Judge.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Appreciate it.
Have a good day, gentlemen.
Thanks.
Antonio, is it Campos?
We are ready, Your Honor.
Mr. Campos, activate your camera. Are you dismissing everything, counsel?
No, Your Honor, I've got on there and it's a little chaotic, but what we're dismissing is there's 6 charges. We're dismissing.
Do it the other way. What do you want him to plead to?
He's pleading to 3 of the vehicle equipment violations, 3 of them.
Oh, A, D, and E?
Yes, Your Honor. Yes.
I just figured out your code.
Yeah, Your Honor, I like to kind of create puzzles for you. It makes it fun for me. So.
All right, so we're plead responsible on A, D, and E, and the others will be dismissed. All right, Mr. Campos, is that correct? That's your deal?
Yes, sir.
All right. Bear with me, I'm shuffling paper.
Okay.
All right, you're pleading responsible to equipment violations. March 23. Three different defective equipment or equipment violation tickets from March 23. You're pleading responsible to all three, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. Total on those is $600. When can you pay that?
Can I have 30 days to pay it?
I can do 30. You sure you can get it done then?
Yeah.
All right, counsel, does that take care of it?
Your Honor, appreciate the interpretation.
All righty. Mr. Campos, any questions?
No, just send the payment to the 34th District Court, right? Judicial?
Yes, sir.
Okay, 600. Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
You too. Fine.
Imperial Bag.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, counsel.
Thank you, Your Honor. Zach Learman on behalf of the city of Belleville.
And this is Marissa LaRue on behalf of Imperial.
Are you a lawyer?
Yes, I am.
Good.
Thank you, Your Honor.
I have too many company reps trying to take care of business like this. Go ahead, counsel. What are we doing?
Thank you, Your Honor. This is a failure to display a fuel tax sticker. I spoke to Marissa yesterday, and she sent me a document that is a 2026 IFT fuel tax license that was issued October or November. It looks like October of 2025. Basically, it looks like this tax sticker that was issued. They had a valid fuel license. Their tax sticker just was not properly displayed. So we're pleading this down to an impeding traffic. Long story short.
So the sticker wasn't sticky enough.
Pretty much. You tell me.
All right. Counsel, that cover it?
Yes, it does, Your Honor.
All right, $200. How much time do I need to get company money?
Travis.
End of the week. End of the week.
Okay. I didn't even realize you had somebody on with you.
Yeah, I didn't know that guy was from Imperial
I'm
either.
assuming you're gonna pay it electronically then?
I'll probably go up to the court. I'm 2 miles away.
Oh, okay. I'm just looking at a Jersey
Indiana.
address on my file. All right, so I'll give you until next Friday.
Oh, I get a full week. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, you two have a great day.
You
Thank
too.
you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Guys, see you soon. Be safe.
Darius Carter, come on up.
If I may, Judge, I excused his cover because he is going back to work and that looks like a lot of work to put that out.
All right. Yeah, that's no problem. Sir, are you going forward today without an attorney? Yes? Okay. All right, let's see what you did. You made some kind of a deal with the prosecutor? Oh, some of these aren't even scheduled for today.
They're not.
Good, smart. No, that's great. Saves him a trip back. So let's figure out what we're doing. Oh, well, all right, so here's what we got. We got a January 8th, drove while unlicensed or improper endorsement. We've got a disobeyed stop sign from May 8th. We got a drove while unlicensed or improper endorsement from May 8th. Then we've got another no proof of insurance from May 8th. So all those are going to be dismissed, and you're going to plead to one count of no valid operator's license on person, correct? All right. Did you read your rights form today? All right. Oh, I'm holding this up. You sure you didn't read this? Do you understand your rights and the options those rights give you? I call them TV rights, right? If you watch enough TV cop shows. All right. And do you understand the possible penalty for the charge of no valid operator's license on person? Up to, which means 0 to $500 fines plus court costs, and up to 90 days in jail. Possible penalties. You understand that? I'm not putting you in jail on this. So, but I have to explain to you the possible penalties. All right, you understand that? Understanding your rights and options and the possible penalty, are you pleading guilty to this added charge freely and voluntarily today? Did you drive a vehicle on January 8, 2026 in Huron Township? And at that time, was your license suspended, revoked, or denied? Never had a license? Well, guess what? Secretary of State will suspend the license you never had if you're a bad enough driver. So that's what happened. So you got to get all this cleared up before you can even get a license back. Yeah. All right. So you got all that? Okay. So I'll accept your plea to the added charge. I'll dismiss all that other stuff. And where are you working at?
Soy products.
Soy products.
American soy products.
Where's that at?
One here from Mississippi, man, but it's,
Okay.
it's right down from Gibson, man. It's
Okay.
clean.
Okay. Well, you know what? That doesn't surprise me. It's close to Ann Arbor. That's where they like their soy in Ann Arbor.
A place called Bros in New Boston.
I know that one. Okay. You're working both jobs. Okay. But that's not for bros. The thing on your head, that's not for bros. Yeah. So which one have you had the longest? All right. How long you been there? All right. Do you have other courts you're dealing with to straighten out license problems? Are you up here permanently now?
Yes, sir.
All right. So you're going to get a Michigan license.
Yes, sir.
Have you started the process?
I got those tickets, man. They said I need a social security card. So I look at a social security card and I'm ready to go try to take the test, but you say I won't be able to get them, man. So I don't know what to do.
No. I'm not. No. You misunderstood me. What I'm saying is you don't have to have a license for Secretary of State to suspend your driving privileges. Okay. Here's what I'm going to do. I haven't done it today. I've had a busy day and I haven't done it yet. So you're going to get the benefit of that. I'm going to order you on this file to pay $500 fines and costs and do 4 days on the court work program because the work program is an alternative to jail. How many days a week you're working at Bros?
For it's Sunday, Thursday.
You know what? I'm going to give you a really good gift. I'm not even going to make you do the time. The money or show me a valid license within 30 days. I'll pay you $500 to get your license. So you can pay me or I'll waive it if you get your license back. So what you need to do is get your butt to the Secretary of State as soon as possible. Find out what hoops you have to jump through to get your license. I'll even consider giving you more than 30 days if you come back and talk to me and show me what's got to be done and where you're at in the process. I'm not making a promise, but I'll consider it. I'll consider it. All right. So on this file, it's 500 or a valid license within 30. You got that? Welcome to Michigan.
They don't pay, man. Like on the highways, man, guys, they don't pay, man.
Now, see, you say that, and I think we play too much because I watch the way people drive on highways. Nobody follows any rules anymore. Any questions? All right, good luck. Good luck. Don't be afraid to come back and ask for time. You're welcome. Is it Mutler? Talking to him. Is that right, Mutler? Mutler, that's an MU. All right. Good afternoon, sir. You are going forward today without benefit of an attorney, correct? All right, and you've talked to the prosecutor and we're doing some more time, June 22? Who's that with?
That's with us.
Okay, what time?
What kind of cases?
It's a technical requirement, so I'm assuming you discuss what has to be done to clear up.
9 a.m.
All right, how about 9 a.m. on that day, Mr. Mutler? All right, Heather's going to prepare a written notice for you. We'll give you that and get you on your way.
Thanks, all right. Thank you.
You did say 9 AM, right?
Yes.
Oh, damn it.
Charlie has another court date coming up I didn't tell him about.
Yeah.
Yeah, wasn't that Carter?
I don't remember if the work man.
Who are you talking about? Carter? We handled it all.
Oh, was all that? Oh, yeah, that's right.
We owed money.
Yeah, stuff we did today that wasn't scheduled.
Money on something,
Yeah.
on that whole ticket, cause that was
Yeah.
on the show.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can do it.
You can't give her no avenues. They'll come right at you.
This is basket work.
I have Monday.
Are we on YouTube?
Yes.
YouTube, we do not have a mock trial today. It got canceled for lack of participants. Did you see how many we didn't, FTAs we had today, this morning? That's the FTAs.
Yeah. And Robin's ROB behind us an adjournment, which brought Rob Young here.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got a case.
What? Those are the FTA, Judge?
So far. I'm sure we're gonna have more.
Yeah. No, I'm not going
This one shows up.
Well, no,
They're,
I'm hiding them. in
they're
each
gonna
one.
wanna come up and start picking at
Oh.
the other basket.
I found them this afternoon.
Somebody said, judges having fun today. Somebody else said, it's always good ribs. Maybe he had some for lunch.
The blower's back on, we're back in business down there.
We're lucky. We're lucky.
Somehow, some way.
Because the noise that thing was making, I thought sure we we're gonna blow something up.
Or something.
Yeah.
I thought we were gonna have some kind of where the blade flies off and tears everything up in there. And you know who called it? Shale. Shale goes, I've seen them where they get rags or debris in there and it causes all that noise. And I'm thinking,
Yeah, the funny thing is how much debris gets up on the roof.
Well, and not only that, Judge, this is right below us, so it's not even from the roof.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
from
Where's
the
it,
first
where's it sucking up the, where's it sucking up
It
the?
sounds like they had some insulation inside that box that dropped in there. Cause I asked him, I said,
Shalen's no dumb.
no,
Oh, he's a pretty bright guy.
Is, Rob's client with him or no?
yes.
Oh, I've seen. I
Oh, Rob's, oh, I thought Rob came back as a prosecutor or something.
This was one particular case.
I woke up at 3 o'clock in the morning. Went down on the couch like I always do, trying, sleep on the couch. Really on that couch and just, my mouth was going. Finally I just turned down the lamp, started reading. It's like, come on.
Mm-hmm.
One of my Thursday morning guys just became a citizen last week. He's a guy from Scotland.
Really?
He just became a citizen. I said, Brian, I said, this is your first American holiday as a US citizen. So I'm sure you've got really big plans. He said, Jen's out of town this week. I'm like, oh, she travels on like a flight.
Oh, okay.
This is
Flight there. I said, so you have really good plans because they're just about you.
Well, that's not far.
Nope, I work at
Okay.
You know what?
It goes back to
I think.
I bartended.
I think
I
they
bartended.
Robinson.
Robinson.
I think
bartended.
they do a little bit. What's the name?
Casey Robinson.
Yeah, that's like my job.
Counsel, your appearance for Miss Robinson.
Gosh, I think I'll be having this for Robinson. State name for
Katie Ray Robinson?
All right, any objection to a dismissal?
No.
All right, that's the good news. I'll dismiss the case. The bad news is you owe us money on some other stuff.
Huh?
Yeah, what do we got?
Well, they just took my taxes. Well, I'm not trying to sound, they would just take all my taxes for it.
Like in the last couple days?
like how to go like that.
Because my information is from May 15th.
Cause mine was 1326 that Huron took from me.
Okay, because we show a balance of 376. So we probably didn't get, it says here, distracted driving ticket and Romulus from 2019. So it's possible that we took what we could from your tax return, but we didn't get enough to close everything out. Can you tell me that?
We didn't request it on that case, but yeah, that's what she.
What does that go to?
Hey, what was it, Judge? You said
376.
You need this on first rate of the plans that I'll see.
We'll work with you on time.
No, that's fine. No, as bad as it sounds like there is one, and I thought with my taxes, because I got the receipt saying it was done,
Well, what was done?
that all the tickets were done. From the Secretary of State.
From the
Yeah.
ones that we took.
Yeah,
Oh.
so
they didn't tell you.
There was 13
when you get,
tickets?
when you get down there, ask them to put your name in the system and they'll tell you, oh, these 3 tickets for this kind of money was paid off on such and such a date, and that'll be your tax card. Then you'll know where it went.
Right.
And they give you the plan out. So
Yeah, they can do that.
you need to see like.
Yeah.
As long as you leave.
Check it, because, our math could be wrong. I doubt it, but it could. So just check what they got. Yeah.
Thank you.
In favor of speaking, the matter that brought us to the court today, evidence trending the right way. That's why the issues resolved. That's
Awesome.
I know you care. You're always
Awesome. Good luck.
Sure.
Trying.
Good luck.
So you checking the cash and say, hey, we'll find out.
Yeah, just actually splits the two front. But, June 20 I guess I just don't need to give you the time. June 22nd or July 27th. 7/27.
I just want to make it a date on me.
Yep, and they're both Mondays.
Amen.
Thank you.
Jesus said in Matthew.
If a random stranger came up.
Jesus said in Matthew 19.
Look at this. Or she was that or she got hurt. Thank you.
Yankee?
But it's like this,
With all that fruit in it.
I don't like thick pancakes.
Oh, I do say fruit. Cause Scott will do them on, the weekend and make blueberry pancakes.
Here's an app, you can take a picture of any book title and it'll read the book to you,
What?
according to this. Well, it's
So it's
called,
an audiobook?
called Speechify.
It's like an audiobook? Not that, but that's still, to me.
this afternoon all set at 1, or did they spread them out?
I'll set it, 1:45, I think is our last time. Yeah, 1:45.
They're dedicating the Veterans Memorial Monday.
Oh, okay.
We're bringing my mother and Wanda.
It is. Hmm.
A 100% chance of rain. Said.
We're gonna have a garage sale this weekend.
Yeah, good luck. And my one app says like all day. Now the other app just says chance of chance of showers and thunderstorms in the afternoon. Chance of rain 50%. My first app said 100% and pretty much all day.
We want none.
Monday's not supposed to be too bad. Upper 70s.
Monday?
Mm-hmm. Cloudy, but for holiday weekend in Michigan, that ain't bad.
Hunter, I know, stays home.
You guys use Mr. Bolich, you're the best.
I'm not sure.
You guys did use it, the best. Did you use it the best church?
Yeah, really.
Oh. Right, Mr. Bolich now. We should see the views, I'm. Junior, and some sheep. We're good now.
What's the name?
Still this, here of CRONE.
T-shirt.
Is it rain?
Yeah.
Okay.
Come on up. What's the one you got?
These are two Germans. Last name is Charles, Dominic Charles, again. And we just looked at that one, not already.
We looked at the file came this morning.
Gotcha.
Mr. Bowditch, your appearance.
Correct, yeah, not, we're gonna be happy with the screen, can't be so good, thank you, right, great. Your Honor, today's date on. Hearing in this matter, Ms. Crane is, going to plead guilty to the violation of parental responsibility with the understanding that it will take it under, 771, period of development.
Thank you. Ma'am, did you discuss your rights and options with Mr. Bowditch? You understand those rights and the options they give you? You understand the possible penalty for this charge? Understanding all of that, are you pleading guilty? Pleading guilty freely and voluntarily? All right, so son, daughter. All right, how old is your daughter? And what is her name? Riley?
Yeah, adjourned this, previously, and, this Foley Carter wished, that, the attendance included. And that's why the 771, because.
Good. Good.
So whatever the issue was, it has been resolved.
Okay.
It's the fact that, this poor young lady, is pretty much doing classes with her mother. And there was some distractions.
Yeah. Yeah.
But, the attendance hasn't.
Okay. How many days did she miss? More than 15, more than 20?
She didn't miss something at all, but here on this policy is if you're past 9:30, the first part of the day is marked absent. So if she was late quite a bit, probably 2 or 3 times a week. She was
Okay.
like 6 minutes past that time frame because I was driving her out to where my mom is.
Right.
And I was having a hard time getting on the other side of that 30-minute window, but he wasn't. But
Okay.
I figured out, hopefully they can change before, next school year, but.
Okay. I need to know how many absences so I can accept the plea. No conversation with the prosecutor? That's enough. That's enough. Yeah, I'll accept. All right, so for 12 months, I'll delay sentence. For 12 months, stay out of trouble, no new charges, and no more attendance issues, then it gets dismissed at the end of 12 months. Understood? All right, good luck with your mom. You're welcome.
Yeah, was, I know I gave you one, Vestal on adjournment and. Mr. Charles. Oh, yeah, Donnie Charles.
Yeah, she's got him. Yep, she's got him.
On 5A, but on the 521, we didn't take the phone calls. Just hang around to the on the A and B. I'm gonna guess that the baby should have been scheduled for today. Yeah. So if you can take more. Thank you.
Which one's the cops? The webs. It's.
Garnet, GA.
Yeah. Next one is Lindsay's page. Yeah, yes. Is it Marie Lindsay Say?
Yes,
Is that SCAY?
SEAY.
Lindsay's?
Oh.
Yeah.
It should be under Lindsay.
Yeah, got it.
What else? This one is Washington.
Yeah. All right, I am ready on Samantha Cox.
I'm sorry.
Cox.
Yeah.
Good afternoon, Your Honor, Leslie Knapp,
34696, appearing on behalf of those comments.
Oh, yeah.
All right, go ahead, counsel.
Client is here today, on the part of Parental's ability, at the time she wishes.
Ma'am, you understand your rights and options?
Yeah.
You discussed those with counsel? Yeah, and you understand, do you understand the possible penalty for the charge? Up to 90 days in jail, up to $500 fine plus court costs. I just want to make sure you understand the possible penalties.
That is
Okay,
legal.
you understand that now that I tell you that? Okay, understanding your rights and options, understanding the possible penalty, are you pleading guilty today freely and voluntarily? Okay, son or daughter with the attendance issues? What's his name?
Your Honor, Ms. Kosh has had some pretty severe health problems of her own. She did tell me that she was here earlier with another case. She mentioned she was taking her children to Disney World. And you said a vacation was not a problem.
With Tennessee, I'm so sorry. With my daughter,
With her
I had
daughter.
foreseen you last year, put me on that recording, and I said I was worried about my children missing 10 days to go to Disney for the first time. You said that shouldn't be an issue.
So they can't.
No. If you thought I gave you permission to have your kids more absence from school, you misunderstood me.
Then that's.
Because I don't excuse absences, the school excuses absences. It's not a problem for you to leave the state while you're on a delayed sentence. You're not here because you took the kids to Disney.
That was part of the missing of the days.
How many days have they missed since your last charge?
It's been, this says 39 verified.
It counts.
So I'll take 10 off for Disney.
Well, no. AM and PM. So if I picked him up for like a doctor's appointment, that's a whole day. So they do AM attendance, PM attendance. So if he missed, it says right here, if he's missed, that's 4 absences, not 1. So they are about, so technically 19
So-
verified.
19 verified absences, 10 of which were the Disney trip.
Yes.
There's no way in hell she thought I was authorizing her to take her kids out of school.
I understand, Your Honor. I would also note that in addition to Jameson having some medical issues, which Mom has shown me proof of, requiring antibiotics and so forth, my client had to have surgery. She's going through the Oakley or Corwell breast cancer.
Good luck.
Treatment, and that has led to some issues with getting him early, so she can get to doctor's appointments, things like that, because she's using schools of choice, so.
Then stop using school of choice. Romulus is a better school than no school.
I was like to say that my son did not get behind.
I don't care. I don't care if the kid's getting all A's. He's not getting the most of his education if he's not there every day. It's just simple math.
It is rough on her with her.
I imagine it is, but then she's got to make other arrangements because her kid's got to be educated. So am I going to see you again next year?
No, because I didn't know that this was, I didn't know he was missing that many days. I didn't know.
Why don't you know that though, Mom? Why don't you know what his schedule is?
They never sent me any.
Mom, every school district I know has a computer program where you log in and you can see his real-time attendance issues.
I never knew he had attendance issues.
Because you're not logging in. That's my point. That's my point. They've got the technology so you can log in and see at the end of the day, you can see, did they give him credit for today or not?
Yeah, I didn't know that until after the fact.
And your tone of voice tells me you think that's somebody else's fault.
He was just.
It's somebody's fault. It's your fault.
It was why he knows that I'm hungry. It wasn't just because we were not doing anything.
he had been sick. We have doctors note that they're not.
I understand that, but none of that matters. He's still got to get educated. Somehow you got to figure out how to get him the best education he can, even if he's got health problems. Because when your kid's 30 years old and he's struggling in life because he didn't get the education he could have gotten, the fact that he didn't get that education because of health problems don't make his struggles any easier. I mean, I'm not trying to beat you up, but I feel very strongly about this because what I do all day long is deal with people that don't have the options they should have had because education wasn't maximized when they had a chance.
Sir, he is getting the most education. He is thriving. He scored the highest on the testing. He's there. He's doing the work.
But he's not there every day.
He has diarrhea. You can't get doctors know.
You're going to tell me that all of his misses are because he's sick.
He has been sick. Yes, I have.
It's not, but that's not my question. She just stood there and said some of the times he's missing is because you have issues.
Mostly.
Then you two get your story together before you talk to me.
I was okay.
That means he's not in school because of mom's issues.
It's been a bad year, I think, for everybody.
Yeah, I can only imagine. I mean, I've never dealt with your health issues, so I'm sympathetic. But the problem is, this is the second time you've been here for the same issues. Same issues. Anything before I sentence?
I said. Rough time right now. She doesn't own her own business, which she was had posting on.
What business were you in?
They told me it was for 6 weeks.
Yeah, I've been on work for 6 months.
Oh,
It's not permanently closed.
Okay,
Well, then, I didn't mean that.
okay. I don't know what you mean, refinery to me makes gasoline out of oil. Okay,
She has not worked in 6 weeks,
okay,
but I didn't mean to lie.
I was like, well, I'll sell them back.
okay.
No, she's open. She will.
All right. Anything else?
That's it.
Fines and costs are $500. Can you pay it today? Go downstairs and they'll tell you all your options.
No, I'm not mad at you. They'll get the two downstairs. Good luck.
So it's already done.
Garner, is that yours?
I did. We have 2 minutes.
What's our next date for, here on? Just have a seat right there, ma'am. Right there, anyone, just have a seat. We're gonna get you a notice for June 22nd.
Yeah, at 1 p.m.
It is this a violation of parental?
Yeah.
It's at 8:30 in the morning.
Okay, well, we'll be up to the prosecutor on this one, Your Honor.
You might not want the adjournment?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll just hang out.
Yeah. Well, you can take, oh, yeah.
Just hang on.
I got it.
How about Marie Lindsay Say?
Your Honor, good afternoon, this is Buzzin, yeah, this reports of sciences, hearing out the defendant for reading them, we say, taking things out. I have the names, Marie Lindsay Say.
Thank you.
State for. This state is on probation of this court for a parental responsibility conviction. The allegation is that she has been non-compliant and her child has missed 283 hours of school. How do you want it?
Son or daughter? How old is he? Go ahead, counsel.
What do you want to tell the judge? Yeah, I don't know if you remember me, but it's the same thing from me.
For me, having seizures for the past 4 years. So virtual, I think this is from virtual, because my mom goes to school every day. I think this is virtual from Fridays, where he's missing the 200 and something hours. I am gonna talk to him. I actually did talk to the principal, not even knowing this. We're talking about summer school for him because he's a grade behind. And I'm trying to get him to go to summer school so he can graduate next year with his class.
Okay,
Well, he's supposed to, you know.
okay.
So
Does he struggle with traditional seat in the butt or butt in the seat chair, school? Does he have trouble with all that? Then why is he doing virtual on Fridays?
That's what the school do, virtual.
Okay.
But sometimes he do go in, they do let the kids go in from, I think it's from like, 7:45 to 3 o'clock. The earliest he could pick them up is 12 o'clock, but neither one of my kids that go there, they just rather do virtual. So my other son, he's doing good on there. Mine, I thought he was on my.
Let me give you something to look into. Look into the Michigan Youth Challenge Academy. If Ahmad went to the challenge, it'll start sometime in July. By Christmas, he's done with high school. Depending on how many high school credits he has when he starts that program, he might even come out of the program with some college credits. Okay? Completely done with, doesn't cost you a thing. Okay? The downside for most kids is that's 5.5 months in Battle Creek while mom and everybody else is here. So a lot of kids can't handle the homesickness. But I've sent scores and scores of kids there in the last 20 plus years. I think it's probably the best program that I'm aware of, especially for free, that gives a kid a chance to completely reinvent him or herself. The main thing I see with the kids that go through there is kids that have never been really excited about their options for the future because they've been, beat up, school's been a struggle, whatever. They walk out of there and their feet aren't touching the ground because they feel like they can do anything. And it doesn't take long for life to change their mind, but they feel like they can do anything. So I don't know what Ahmad thinks he wants to do post high school, but he'll be exposed to the military. He'll be exposed to trade schools. They've actually got a program after the first 5.5 months. If he wants to go into the trades, there's another program that he can get into. Okay. So it's Michigan Youth Challenge Academy. It's jointly funded by the state of Michigan. It's actually part of the state police budget and the National Guard.
It's something like child support?
No, it's like boot camp meets community college. It's highly structured and I mean highly structured. The military recruiters love to sign kids up that go through the challenge because most people that get into the armed forces, most people that leave within the first year because they don't realize what they're getting into. Kids that go through the challenge, it's a seamless move right into boot camp because boot camp is highly structured. All right. So literally, and I'm going to make up times because I don't know what time everything is. But for example, they wake the kids up at 7 o'clock. By 7:15, they got to be up, ready, standing in line for chow. All right. Breakfast is from 7:15 to 8:30. I'm making this up. At 8:30, they go out and they do, an hour and a half of calisthenics. Then they're in class for 3 hours. Then they do this. And then they're in class for another couple hours. It's literally like from early in the morning till 9 o'clock at night when it's lights out. Okay. Super structured environment. Most kids don't get that. Most kids thrive when they do. All right. So I'm not saying you have to do that. I'm just saying that's something you should probably look at because it might be real good for him.
Wow.
But hold on, but you can't wait too long to make the decision because you don't just get to say, oh, it starts next week. I want in. There's paperwork you have to have in place and everything else. It's a process to get accepted into the program. So your timing is good. It'll start in July. So you've got plenty of time to do all the paperwork and get everything lined up if he wants to do that. Okay. All right. So let's get back to business. All right. So, but we agree that while you're on this delayed sentence, his attendance has still been a problem. Right? Okay. So the prosecutor's asking me just to close this file and enter the conviction. You understand that? Have you talked about it?
Yeah, we did. It's rough with the seventh.
Yeah, I know.
They
Yeah.
live in their own world.
He actually works at the.
He works where? I'm sorry.
Now, I've been for 3 years.
Good.
I think, I'm tired of it, I want to go to retail, but I sat here today.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Thinking about trying to get him in some type of program, maybe he might be interested in being an officer. I never thought about that, but I was just like, is it something that?
Tell him to check out the challenge because I'm gonna guess he's not one of those kids that's all into the high school stuff, like with proms and homecoming dances and all that kind of stuff. That's the,
He's a good kid.
no, I'm not suggesting he is. I'm suggesting that the challenge does real well with kids that just, school isn't really their thing.
Yeah, trades.
Yeah, he.
I have two sons who are electricians. And by the way, the older one's making more money than I've ever made.
Yeah, yeah. I know a lot of guys in the trades that are doing six figures all day long, all day long. Yeah. Yeah.
He want to go to nursing school.
Mhm.
Well, I was able to graduate on time.
Graduate.
I'm telling you, he'll be done by Christmas if he goes to the challenge. And here, there's only two reasons, well, three if you count getting pregnant, but that's not going to be his problem. There's only three reasons I've seen kids that I sent there not finish. One kid, and I remember him very well, he was challenged. They worked with him and they worked with him and they worked with him. He just couldn't handle the schoolwork. Okay. He had pretty serious IEPs when he was in school, and he just couldn't cut the academics. Other than that, and I've seen more than one have this problem, attitude. You know, because it's boot camp, right? They're yelling, get in line. You got 30 seconds. It's time to go to chow, you know, and they get in your face and they do. And if he can't bite his tongue and he's got to say what he wants to say, it doesn't work well. So as long as he can tamp down an attitude. So if he doesn't have an attitude problem and he's willing to do what they tell him to do, he'll be fine. Is he kind of a physical guy? Like athletics?
Yeah, he kind of working out.
Yeah. So it's real physical, right? It's calisthenics. Check it out online. It might be a really good program for it. All right. Anything else, ladies?
Yeah, Job Corps is another good program, but.
I'm telling you, Job Corps won't do what this will do for him. And once again, it's 5.5 months away from home and you can't even see him for the first 2 weeks. They won't even let him have visitors for the first 2 weeks. Once that first 2 weeks is up, then you can schedule visits and, you know, talk on the phone, that kind of stuff. There's a lot, go online. You check it out and then get him to check it out. All right. Anything else?
Job where you're another welder.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good stuff. But
Yep.
sounds pretty.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to close that file. Conviction will enter. You're on a payment plan on some other stuff now. You got a payment coming up the end of the month next week. Okay. You're good. Good luck, Mom.
Okay. Good luck. Good luck with that. Thank you.
Aaron, is it Carr? Come on up, ma'am. Not one of yours. Oh, did you have another one up here?
Yeah.
Washington? Yeah. Miss Carr, I'm sorry. Just have a seat. I want to get the attorney back in the hallway.
Yeah.
Yep. Washington?
Morning, good afternoon, West Virginia, 34696, appearing on behalf of the defendant, Brianna Washington. Your Honor, today's an arraignment will waive formal reading and stand mute, and we are going to resolve this.
All right. She's asking me to dismiss another ticket, but I only have 1 to 5.
Click that, after, just a case file, apparently.
First name is Brianna, 1N. All right, so she's going to plead guilty to the case ending in 938 under a delayed sentence, and we're going to dismiss the case ending in 559. Did you discuss your rights with counsel? You understand your rights and the options those rights present to you? And do you understand the possible penalty for this charge today? Understanding all of that, are you pleading guilty to the charge? Are you doing so freely and voluntarily? All right, we got son or daughter. What's your name? Like the flower? Lily. 1 L. Well, 2 L's. And how old is Lily? 8? Okay, how many days has she missed? Okay, you satisfied, counsel? So am I. So what's the issue and what are we doing so it's not a problem next year?
And get her actual accomplish feel good, she's sick. I believe her. We're gonna make sure that she's actually sick, if she's not, she's going.
Okay,
Yeah, my client does have also an 11-year-old, girl runner, and neither one of them have an issue.
Okay, so I'm no parenting expert, don't, okay? Sounds to me like she doesn't like going to school and she's always got an excuse. What's going on?
They're waking up and getting ready for school.
Okay. Okay, all right, so it's not something going on in the bus ride she doesn't want to face. Okay, 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 yeah. I'm assuming you've had her to a doctor. She doesn't have any medical issues that cause sleep problems or anything like that. Okay,
She's a very heavy sleeper, figures he hates to get up.
yeah. Yeah, okay. All right, so you know how the delayed sentence works? I'm gonna keep you under my thumb for 12 months. No new charges and no more problems with attendance, and then this gets dismissed. All right, any questions? All right. Hold on, what do we got here? Oh, you got another charge coming up on June 22nd? Oh, that's the one we're dismissing. Did you find it?
Yeah.
Okay,
Dates, but they
yeah.
wrote them in the same line.
I thought it was just accidents.
Well, it sounds like it. The prosecutor's treating it that way. Okay, good luck, Mom.
You're all set. Thank you. You're, she needs to stop the comment.
Nope, she's good to go. Is Garner yours too, counsel?
No. You're. Yeah, that's what I mean.
I'm sorry.
Oh,
I'm all set.
I'm good. Come on up, man. I got the Garner for adjournment, but I don't know where he's at. Good afternoon. All right, let's see what we got. You're going forward without an attorney, correct? Okay. Oh, great. Okay, the prosecutor wants me to dismiss your ticket. I'm assuming that's okay. Okay, all right, good, good. All right, have a great day. Dismissed.
Thank you.
You're welcome very much. You as well.
Oh, so sorry, man.
Thank you.
Judge and Gardner, they retracted the insurance.
Oh, that's right.
So let's put it inside and just file it.
She said she's going back to talk with the defense attorney. I guess she'll be back here at 5 o'clock tonight. There's like 7, 10, 15 people out there.
Isn't the Josh work? Isn't Josh Hedges on here?
Yeah.
They're lucky that the judge doesn't, his thing got canceled at 3 o'clock. We were done at 3.
I agree.
We got anybody out there?
11 people, he said.
I think they were rabbits this morning and turned them to turtle. Maybe they got.
Well, Josh said, he goes, next time I'm here all day with you guys, he goes, and I mentioned to go to Romulus' house for lunch. He goes, don't tell me not to. He goes, I just want to go to sleep now. Way too much to eat.
I gotta ask him what he had.
Like fire going up there or something. Oh.
You want it back, that mother, you got mother again next year.
You think the judge give you permission? You don't have 5 days free. It's okay, I'm sure that.
She flew to Disney for 10 days.
That's true, because I was thinking, because you know, they said the AM and the PM was counted as double. Yeah. You're gonna do.
No, I don't remember having a conversation with her, but I bet what happened, we want to go on vacation with that time. I'm like, hey, you can do.
You take your kids to Disney World, that's fun, but they need to be in school every day before you do it.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, look at him.
You're all one family. What do you got, Mr. Bowditch?
Miss Kelly. And I have a Miss Brown Bean.
Thank you. All right, let's start with Kelly.
Your Honor, for the record, Your Honor, for the record, Jeff Botts, appearing on behalf of Ms. Kelly. Ma'am, could you tell the judge your name for the record, please?
Thank you. What's your name? Abigail? How old are you, kid?
Your Honor, today's the date and time set for a hearing in this matter. As far as the 2026 case, that matter is going to be dismissed. Ms. Kelly was on probation, I believe, last year for the same event. Now this event popped up, so the prosecutor is recommending that that be involved. But she's going to dismiss this one this year because Abigail has turned the corner, and I think she's going to be a good student.
Heather, I do not have last year's file, so we'll just have to do it on, yeah, we'll just have to do it on computer. Okay. All right. All right, so no objection to dismissing the 2006 case? All right. Tell me when that delayed sentence is off.
August 5th of 26.
Okay, all right. All right, so you understand the prosecutor's asking me to enter the conviction on last year's, dismiss this year's. Okay, you're okay with that? Okay, all right. What grade are you in, kid? How do you do academically? What's that mean?
Sometimes.
You gotta speak up. Get closer to the mic. Yeah, but I want to know what your grades are. Are you getting more B's or more D's? All right. Okay. So right now, tell me what your grades are. Start with your first hour. Just give me like B, D, C. What is it?
Science, or you have to science. Social studies, you have to science. And the rest of it is that I only have to go more than that.
Okay. So what grade are you in? 7th grade. All right. So what do you think you want to do after high school? Any idea? How come? Okay. You know anybody that is a professional hairstylist? You just missed a lady. She owns her own salon. 10 minutes ago, I could have had you talk to her. Do you know anybody that has done that for 20 years? All right, find somebody. Best career advice I can give you is if you think you want to do X, find somebody that has done X for 20 years and talk to them. Okay. Here's what I know. A lot of young ladies your age think they want to do that for a living because, you know, you get together with your girlfriends over the weekend and, you know, you play with hair and makeup and it's fun. Do that same thing for 12 or 14 hours a day, 6 days a week, standing on a concrete floor. It's not so much fun after 10 or 15 years. You follow me? Same way I got people tell me I want to be a mechanic. Talk to a mechanic. You know, mechanics spend most of their life on a concrete floor, a lot of it laying on their back. Takes a toll on your body. So find somebody that's done what you think you want to do, because the time to figure that out isn't when you're 10 years into that career. It's before you get into it. Make sense? And it's not hard to do. Okay. In my experience, most people that do something for a living and have done it long term love to talk to people about it, especially if it's only to say, make better choices because this is a real hard job when you're past 40. Okay. Because a lot of things you can do when you're 20, no big deal. But as your body ages, your body says, no, we're not doing that anymore. Okay. So promise me you'll do the research on that. Okay. All right. So let me give you a lecture that you don't want. Because I know you're not on grade point system now, right? Middle school. All right. But you will be in high school. So if you've got a 1.5 or 1.6 grade point average, and that's all you're capable of, and what I mean is you're giving 110%. You're trying, you're asking for help, but you know, that's all your brain can handle is a 1.5. Then I'm fine with that because you're doing everything you can. Remember what I said, asking for help. Okay? So you're doing all the work, you're putting the energy in, you're taking it seriously, and you're asking for all the help that's available. But if you've got a 1.5 when you're capable of doing 3.0 work, then shame on you. Make sure that you're always giving it 110%. All right? Because with an IEP, you've got extra resources available to you, right? Are you taking advantage of all of them? You're sure? Okay. Continue to do that throughout high school. Because when you walk out of high school, how much you learn in high school, to a large extent, determines how many options are available to you after high school. Okay? All right. I feel better now. Go away.
Thank you, Ron.
You're welcome. So next up is Brown Balin. Beelan, how do you say it? Beelan, come on up. Okay. Ma'am, I'm sorry. Have a seat right there. We're just going to give you a notice.
You just need to verify something.
Okay, just have a seat. We'll give you a paper notice for the next court date. Right there, anywhere. Just find us here. Yeah. Save your steps.
Yeah, that's fine. June 22nd at 9 a.m.
You know, you see all the big, those spray, they keep selling those windows. You see them go by? Oh. They don't hawk it, even keep them right behind.
You probably got a pigeon up there he's after.
It looked like an after something. It's the closest I've ever seen one of them fly up his windows.
Are you ready on Hunter? We're doing a 1-for-1.
Yes, indeed.
Do we care which one?
I have no opinion.
Okay. He trying to poach your client?
I think that poach is. We just start calling names and getting documents.
Appreciate that. Your appearance for Miss Hunter.
Sir Josh, I bring on behalf of witness to state your name for the record.
Thank you.
So you're going to present the court with our plea offer. We will be entering a guilty plea under the delayed sentencing statute, 771 count of criminal responsibility violation. It actually be dismissed out.
Thank you. Ma'am, I've got paperwork that says you got a son and you've got a daughter. So let's start with your son. What's his name? Eric? How old is Eric? All right. And your daughter's name?
Azaria Allen,
Spell it, Azaria.
ARIYAH.
It's a pretty name. How old is she? Okay. So she's not even human right now.
No.
She'll be human again, hopefully a couple years. Yeah. Nothing worse than old middle school girls. All right. Really, you got lucky. Good. All right. So my paperwork says that Eric has missed 265 hours and Azaria has missed 129 hours. Sound right? You satisfied with the facts? All right. I will accept the plea. So what's going on and what's the plan so that's not a problem next school year?
Well, that's the reason as to why they missed little man, Eric and Mr. Westphal, because a lot of it was suspension. He had got suspended for 10 days at a time, multiple different occasions.
What's he getting in trouble for?
Just he the class clown, he likes to put his hands on people.
He thinks he's an entertainer. Yeah.
So that was way where I was pretty much finding it before either withdraw from the grade felon and then he'd be able to allow him to go to.
Right.
So I went through.
When's he turn 16? When's he turn 16?
I'm sorry, it was another part of them missing school. Why didn't school so much? I was in a bad car accident. Actually two different ones. I was almost nearly decapitated. I don't know if you see it from there.
My eyes aren't that good, but
You could see my skull, but you can, I had to police report and everything. You could legit, that how bad last
you're doing pretty well now.
I'm doing much better, yes. Other than dealing with,
The litigation, the
Yeah.
headaches, the physical headaches and the legal headaches.
When was the accident? Okay. Wow, you're doing real good. Yeah.
2 weeks later, I bought a new car. And then the day after my dog's 13th birthday in March, 2 months later, same exact spot, Telegraph and Breland, somebody smashed into me again, coming out of the Taco Bell parking lot, as I'm going to serve down Telegraph, and told that vehicle also.
But, let's see, you have, with these little lights, maybe stops future ones because it looks like you said they're putting in.
Yes, they are, I'm the reason for the construction at, Breland and Telegraph. If you go that way,
I don't.
But, turning like that.
Good. Well, maybe it'll prevent that. Good.
So it doesn't help her in this situation.
Right.
But, Here, I won't say she's never gonna be in a car accident again, but we definitely know that her major, life situations were a big contributor to a lot of these absences. I know her son had a lot of suspensions, but as we were kind of going through it, it definitely fed into it. So I think forward looking, obviously, car accidents would be great.
And a lot of it was me having to sign them out, because I had to work around when I had to be, when somebody would be able to pick them up. So at the time I had to pick them up early.
Right.
I didn't know that counted.
Yeah.
So that was another part of that thing.
All right.
But it's the first and last time.
All right. So Mr. Hadley's explained to you how the delayed works. I'm gonna have you under my thumb for 12 months. Don't commit any new crimes, and the attendance issues don't continue next year. Then we'll dismiss it. I want you to think about something for your son, though. I think they might have changed the age qualifier, so I want you to check this out online. To me, it sounds like he's a kid that doesn't do well with just conventional school. Yeah. So check out the Michigan Youth Challenge Academy. It used to be he had to be 16 to go to the program. They do it twice a year. They run one that starts in July and they run one that starts in January. So even if that's still the case, I want you to check it out though, because they might have changed it. You could do the January one. So let's just assume that's the case. He's still got to be 16 to start. He goes in January, goes to Battle Creek. For the first 2 weeks, you can't even talk to him. I mean, it's like lockdown. They just keep him so busy, they don't have time for anything. But 5.5 months later, he's done with high school. Done with high school. So how he's done depends on what he takes with him. So it depends on how many high school credits he's got. So he might come out with a GED. He might come out with a diploma. Kids that have got a bunch of credits when they go there, they actually come out with some college credits because the program is they actually bring community college professors from Kalamazoo Community College. They bring them onto campus and teach the kids. So I tell people it's like boot camp, like military boot camp meets community college. All right. Michigan Youth Challenge Academy. I've sent lots and lots of kids there over the last 20, almost 30 years. Yeah.
He's only going to the 20 back.
Yeah. Doesn't, then that means he's not gonna end up with any college credits, right? He might only end up with a GED, but he's still done with high school and he can do whatever the next step is, right? Now, here's where it really pays off. I mean, that's huge to me, but here's where it really pays off. When he comes out, he's going to be exposed to the military because they're going to have the recruiters on campus all the time talking to the kids, trying to sell them on the military, because military recruiters love to sign kids up that come out of the challenge because those kids know what to expect from boot camp, right? They don't say, oh, I'm homesick, I got to go. I don't know if you knew this, but recruiters, the way their job performance is measured is how many of the people they sign up to go into the Army, the Navy, Coast Guard, whatever, how many of them stay beyond 1 year. That's how their job eval works, right? So if they sign up a bunch of kids that stay for their 4-year enlistment or 3 or 10 year, whatever they do, that looks really good for the recruiter. And they know that the main reason most people don't last the first year when they go into the military is because they've never existed in that structured of an environment. Michigan Youth Challenge Academy, boot camp meets community college. So if I'm a recruiter and I know if your Eric comes out of the challenge and he's ready to go into the Army and you said, Bud, as soon as you're 17, I'll sign the paperwork, you're gone. That recruiter wants him bad because there's a really good chance he'll stay for his entire enlistment, right? Because if you think about it, the military puts a whole bunch of money into them that first year. And if they leave after that first year, they lose their investment, right? So check it out. They've got a real good online presence. They also do open houses, right? And orientations, like they used to always have them at the Armory in Taylor. Okay. So they take their show on the road. So you don't have to go to Battle Creek to see what they're all about. But check it out. So even, and it's free, it doesn't cost you anything. So even if he can't get in until he's 16, he could be working towards that for next January.
15.5. So
they did change it.
Oh, 15 after 18.
No, so all right. So now the pressure's on because you can't wait until the end of June to say, yep, he's going, because there's a lot of paperwork. All right. So get started on it. Yep.
It's not yet 16 on day one, but we'll turn 16 before the last day of the cycle. It's considered 15.5.
Yeah, and the cycle's 5.5 months. Yep.
Learn something.
Yeah, oh, it's a great program. It's great. It's a huge confidence builder because, you know, kids, they end up accomplishing things academically and physically that they never thought they could do. Like, I'm good at math. I didn't think I was good at math. You know what that can do for confidence, right? When you think you suck at something and all of a sudden you realize I'm not bad at this. That's a huge confidence builder. So I told the mom a few minutes ago, I've seen kids come out of there and not even, their feet aren't touching the ground, right? A couple months later, the world's kicked them around a little bit and they realize they can't do anything they want, but they feel like they can. And that's a good way to start a new stage of life. All right. All right. So back to business. Stay out of trouble. No attendance issues. We dismiss it. Any questions? Goodbye. Good luck.
Yeah. Great day.
You as well.
Say, yeah, that, so.
Yeah, Josh, it's actually a line item in the state police budget. It's jointly funded between the state of Michigan and the National Guard. Yeah, yeah, it's a hell of a program. You as well. Your name?
Yeah.
Oh, Garner? Okay. We're waiting for Mr. Bowditch?
You like, you just break right up and. Oh, she shut up, Tricia?
Yes.
You just want to come in, you got seats up and stay. Okay. We've got about 10 of you.
Thank you.
Not do is, they come together for the.
I need more adjourned. Okay, so let's.
What's that?
This person came in this morning. This morning, she's on crutches. Yeah, she came in this morning, said she was on crutches. They sent her away. And now she's asking for it.
They sent her away because she was on crutches? I don't.
No, they sent her away because she came in this morning for an afternoon hearing.
Oh.
So they sent her away, but now she's asking. Not to switch from in-person to Zoom.
Is that the one that said she's got transportation issues and she's got little kids and everything?
No, this is the different one.
I wanted to talk to you about that other one too.
Yeah, the other one, I saw that and I'm like, oh, I'm not even getting into that one. That doesn't have to be add, and add. We got it free for you, Yara.
Names.
We're moving through them as fast as I can.
Is there a next update, so we met?
Thank you.
Ron?
We got,
He said, yeah. Okay, banks.
Mhm.
Looking hyphen. Nope. And I got Gardner, once again, her file should be up here.
Yep.
And then I got, is this all? Who, Thomas or Holmes?
Oh.
Holmes, okay. That's.
all right, I'm ready on Holmes.
Yeah, good. Yeah, 3, 4, 6, 7, 6. Carry on to the end of the finance chart now.
Yeah, you said you're Gardner, aren't you?
Here, that was a little bit. Mary. Thanks.
Holmes? Okay, go ahead, Counsel.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Welcome, yeah, 3, 4, 6, 9, 6. Carry on to the end of the finance chart on Holmes is the my right. Your Honor, Ms. Holmes is here today for an arraignment. For sure, we will waive the formal reading, stand here.
Thank you.
Prosecutor has offered 771.1 status on this case of parental responsibility. Ms. Holmes wishes to avail herself of that.
All right. Did you discuss your rights and options with counsel? You understand those rights and the options the options? Do you understand your rights and the options those rights give you? Do you understand the possible penalty for today's charge? Up to $500 fines plus court costs, up to 90 days in jail. You understanding all of that, are you pleading guilty to the charge? Are you doing so freely and voluntarily today? All right. Your son's name Carter? All right, how old is Carter? How many days did he miss? 24? You satisfied, counsel? So am I. All right, so what was going on, Mom?
I just, I work a lot. And I don't have, help, towards our school.
Where are you going to school?
But I'm watching. Community.
What are you trying to do? Good for you. Good for you.
So, basically for Sunday class, I mostly for Sunday, but I dropped 3 classes, like, I didn't drop, but I'm just narrowing it down to.
Right.
Right. So, I don't know, I work Fridays for most of the days I missed on Fridays. I could be at work at 6 anyway. This must come at 7.
Where do you work at?
4. Yeah, Michigan Center.
Right.
So, and then, I got a split shift, so my Fridays and Saturdays are mornings, and my Sunday and Mondays are afternoons. So it's just like most of the days are Fridays, and he's using, and I don't have no money to help, like, get him up beside my oldest, he's 17. He doesn't go inside school, he's virtual.
Mm-hmm.
So he helps, but I don't, he just, basically, I can't depend, not for life. He's not my life.
Yeah, he's 17. So what's the plan for next year? Because I don't hear this being resolved before next year.
No, it will.
How? What's the plan?
They like alarm. Even if I have to, then like I'm gonna figure it out. If I have to take day, my Fridays off, definitely.
Mm-hmm. Okay. What did you do after high school?
Actually, I just got back into school at night. I did not.
Did you graduate high school? Okay. All right. So I didn't think so because most people aren't going pre-med at your age. So I figured you didn't do it the traditional way. Okay. So here's where I'm going with this. First of all, hear my heart on this. Good for you. All right. If nothing else, you going back to school later in life should be showing your kids how important education is in your household. Okay. So that's huge. I think that's probably one of the most important things to determine whether or not a kid will be a successful student is if it's real important in the house. So I think that's great. Okay. I give you credit. It can't be easy to go back to school. You know, I just told somebody the other day, you know, these people, I talked to people that they went back to school after 12 years out of college. I'm like, never, no way, wouldn't do it. So I give you a lot of credit for what you're trying to accomplish because you know, I mean, you're going to be in school for a long time. Hell, Carter might be done with school before you are, right? So huge pat on the back from me. But here's where I'm going with this. You know, because you lived it. If Carter doesn't maximize his academic potential, K through 12, his life is not going to be as full of options as it could have been, right? As a mom, what do we want for our kids, right? As a parent, what do you want for your kid? You want them to have you want all the doors in the world to be wide open, waiting to welcome them in, right? Okay. But we know, as adults, we know that there are always going to be some doors locked. All right. I always tell people this. I never wanted to be a basketball guy because I'm not an athlete. I'm not a sports guy. I could care less about any of it. But let's say my lifetime dream was to play in the NBA. I mean, I'm not even 6 foot tall. Probably wasn't going to happen, right? Odds are, I mean, I know that, you know, there's a few, but so certain doors will never be open to certain people based on skill set, whatever. Okay. But as parents, we want to make sure that more doors are open than locked. I firmly believe this, education equals opportunity. Right. Well, I'm telling you all that to tell you this, you got to figure it out. Right. You got to figure it out. I don't know if that means you've got to, you got to pay a neighbor to come bang on the door and make sure he gets on the bus in the morning. You got to figure it out because he could be a really, really good student, but he's still not going to be the best student he could be if he's missing every Friday. I mean, you know that because you're struggling with school now, right? Okay. So make sure that everybody in the school knows what you're struggling with, knows what you're trying to accomplish, knows the problems you're having. Because one thing I've learned working these special dockets with attendance issues is most schools have tons of resources available to share with parents that most of the parents don't even know about. But the school doesn't schedule a quarterly meeting with you to sit down and say, hey, look at all these resources. Can any of these help you? You've got to go to them and say, these are my problems. Can you help with anything? Okay. Maybe they can't, but you got to ask, right? So make sure you build good connections with the school personnel. All right. Okay. So 12-month delayed sentence, you stay out of trouble, no new crimes, and we keep Carter in school every day. Then this gets dismissed. Any questions? Good luck to you. Okay, thanks.
Yeah, 3, 4, 6, 9, 6, carrying on to here. Come in here. Today for an arraignment. Sorry, today for the arraignment.
Right. Ms. Banks, did you discuss your rights and options with counsel? Do you understand all that? And do you understand the possible penalty for today's charge? Understanding all of that, are you pleading guilty? Are you doing so freely and voluntarily? All right. Paperwork says your daughter's name is Serenity. How old is she? 8. And how many days did she miss? Satisfied, counsel? So am I. All right, Mom, same question for you. What was causing the absences and what's the plan to prevent it for the next school year?
Majority of absences from school for being sick and
because of the policy, they have 24 hours to review.
Yeah.
4 hours
Yeah.
free of this.
She got some kind of chronic illness or just
No.
bad luck? Yeah,
She'd come into school sick, she'd come back.
Yeah.
And call me, and I would end up having to
Okay.
take her home. And because she was being sent home, like, every time I picked them up, this time she had to be 24 hours resent them.
right.
So, I ended up keeping her home, and my assumption was that because she was sent home the next day, that it was going, I didn't have to actually call in that day.
Okay.
Because she got been sent home.
Right.
You know, the rule was there,
Right.
so I didn't call in the next day.
Yeah, so communication. Okay, all right. Okay, all right. So here's my lecture for you. And I understand she's not chronically ill, but you know, some kids are just chronically unlucky, right? All their friends are the sickies, right? So they're passing it around and, you know, it's a chain, right? Healthy, sick, and then sick, healthy, they just, right. So, your job as mom, okay, is to make sure that she's getting the very best education she can, right? Okay, so I don't know what it'll be. Maybe you can have some conversation with the schools. For example, maybe, I don't know, but find out. Maybe the way you can avoid some problems is, all right, look, I know you're sending her home because she's sick and it's going to be at least a day before I can bring her back. Can I take some work home that I can work with her, you know, so she doesn't fall further behind? Maybe it's something like that. But, okay,
That's me doing the work.
good. Okay, all right, so 12 months, stay out of trouble, no new crimes, no further problems with Serenity. We dismiss this at the end of the 12 months. Got it? Questions? Good luck.
But they're well. She should be there. She's going that. She's starting. Right?
Yeah, I've got her. Come on up, Ms. Garner. Counsel, your appearance for Ms. Garner.
Hearing on here, you should have them.
All right, Ms. Garner, you're going to plead guilty today? You understand your rights and the options they give you? You understand the possible penalty? Are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily? All right.
No, I'm sorry. I
All right.
wanted to make sure that it's a warrant. She had failed to appear.
I don't see any more. Nope, she looks good. All right, so son or daughter? What's his name? Spell it.
AYLD.
And how old is he? How many days did he miss?
290 hours. Yeah, something.
Okay.
10 hours.
Yeah, that's enough to satisfy me for facts. You agree, counsel? All right. Okay, so what was going on, Mom, and what's the plan so it doesn't continue next year?
So, what was going on last year, we were delayed due to a flood. And,
I got you on Rosewood now. That good?
Yeah.
Go ahead. Yes. No, I mean, that's a good address. Right?
so we were just like out of home, and I look after my children as well as my parents. I have my dad who has Alzheimer's and my mom.
God bless you.
And, when we were displaced, we were moved to, Detroit.
Mm-hmm.
Some days that he missed, it was like first hour.
Yep. Yep.
So that's what happened, but then I also have an attendance record, and I see on Fridays, he's missing when he's telling me he's in class, and I was working at the time.
Is Friday's virtual?
Yeah, Friday.
So he's not, yeah.
School is when-
Can you imagine a child that would fabricate to his mother? Right.
But I also had set up the school, last month, that he comes to school on Fridays.
Good.
He does go to school on Friday.
Okay.
And when he was going, I was working at the time, I no longer working, I was a part of the Red Lobster shutdown.
Okay.
Staff was released. And, my plan now was just to make sure I'm checking everything behind him.
Okay.
He's word bond, I guess he's playing with me right now.
Okay.
Sure that he's there doing everything he has to do.
Okay.
I'll see.
Okay. Okay.
I would not want to be silent.
No.
Oh.
Yeah, because child is gonna be in big trouble, and the school would know how I am, I come, if you call me, I'm at the school, and
Mhm.
they tell me that you're always a parent that shows
Yeah.
up. So, child has a problem.
So you won't have an issue next year? Okay, all right, so 12 months, stay out of trouble, don't commit any new crimes. All right, and no more attendance issues, we'll dismiss it in 12 months. Good luck. You're welcome so much.
Be kind of, don't get arrested for something. Last time they was okay. Thank you so much. Thank you, Your Honor. Check out it. So, what's an email from Andy on that on this?
The judge is telling me, like, it's a little bit of these things all the time. It's the point, it's telling them.
Oh, so look how old this case is. We even went to bench trial. Dan talked Caitlin into giving it disorder. So it was supposed to go to disorder. Then they got to a screaming match, it was going to bench trial. Then she goes to appear for bench trial. So it's been in one status this whole time.
Is this the crutch thing?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And so,
When they sent her,
yeah.
and she didn't come back to help them.
Oh, because she couldn't, she was hobbling, I can't hobble back if you need me to. But, so she's from that.
Oh, she's one of the Zoomers?
She's one that wanted, okay.
Yeah, let's talk about the other one on there too, that's got transportation issues and little kids with nobody to watch them and.
I bet you she can get to the grocery store to go, I mean, I don't know,
Well, no, she's probably DoorDash all her groceries. Or Kroger delivery, whatever.
yeah, so. She's not even like that. No,
What is she scheduled for and when?
oh, it's for a parental response.
For today? I just got that request before I went to lunch. NEE?
June 22nd, Judge.
Okay. All right. Do we have any Zoom that day? Do we have any Zoom?
We do, yes.
I'll let her Zoom,
Okay,
as long as it's not the only one.
but no, it wouldn't be, but.
That one's a problem, Jack. She's gotta show up.
There's some.
How many haven't showed up? And that's the morning docket. Look at the fail to appears from this morning's docket.
Came on Case, last name Case, with a C.
Got it. Go ahead.
We got my client was Dave on Case, state name.
Keep on, K2.
Thank you.
So, I know we have a chance to pre-try this matter. We would like to avail ourselves of people's plea offer. I'll decipher that when I don't think tell what's going on, but the two original charges are both gonna be
Yep.
dismissed. We're gonna be entering a responsible plea to a $200 double parking ticket.
Okay. Is that the way you want to resolve this, ma'am? And when can you pay the 200?
We can payment plan set up, weekly, Your Honor.
I won't do a payment plan on this kind of file. I'll give you time to pay, but I won't do a payment plan. Can you see the calendar?
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry.
Because we don't dismiss the misdemeanors till we get to $200. So just tell me what you need.
What, the 21st? So we're right here now, so what?
I'm gonna dismiss the B ticket and take the plea on that.
We do a month, Your Honor, we get a month on that?
Yeah, 19th of June, 26th of June, tell me.
That's, and there, we explained, no penalty for early payment, so we did not have, before that, great, but that we would appreciate the grace.
Yeah, always take early money. Okay, any questions? Have a good day.
You're done. You know, it's a full down.
You know what we should do someday? We should set up a live stream with one of the other courtrooms and see if their podium mic is any better than ours.
I'm almost positive it isn't it because yours changed when these new cameras came in and it had something to do with the audio.
Because they have different cameras in it, don't they?
Mhm.
I got that new system the state of Michigan brought in.
Is that what it is?
I think so.
Because I know you got a new something and I think that had to do with the audio.
Well, and last time I talked to Al, he was talking to the low voltage guys, set everything up and asking them if they had any ideas. And he's been ignoring my text messages. I just talked to John Crow. John says he's on vacation because he's sending John's wife pictures of wherever he's traveling. I'm like, well, I'll wait till he gets back before I bug him again. I was afraid, Al, I was afraid he's having health problems, just keeping them a secret.
Yeah.
So I found a canvas, like you buy if you paint a picture on canvas. I was like the cardboard canvas thing. And I sent it home with Cheyenne. And she sent me a picture of it today. She said, what was that for again? I'm like, it's for our little artist. So then the response came out, he, me, he, dot, me. I'm like, well, no, I was thinking of your daughter. And Cheyenne came back that was from Evelyn. So the 6-year-old responded with, he,
Oh my
me.
gosh.
I'm
Wow.
like, kid. We were talking about it last night because my mother had seen, long story, but local woman who runs the nursery at the rock. And Cheyenne can get the kids to go with her rack by saying, Miss Di's working today. They love Diane. My mother ran into Diane somewhere, and Diane was just bragging about what a good little artist Evelyn is. So my mother actually called Cheyenne and said, I ran into Diane today, and she said that Evelyn's a wonderful little artist. Why don't I have any of her artwork?
Oh.
So Cheyenne was telling Evelyn last night at our house, Gigi wants some artwork. You're gonna have to paint Gigi a picture.
Oh. Is there something specific that she likes to draw?
She just likes to color and stuff. So this weekend celebrated my nephew's daughter's 15th birthday. And her thing is birthdays, you get to pick your own birthday cake, right?
Mhm.
So for the last 15 years, it's donuts from the bake shop. That's
Oh,
what she
wow.
wants for her birthday, is donuts. We have 3 dozen donuts Sunday night. And
That's good.
so she's opening all her cards. So she gets a card from one of her cousins, Mary Ann's granddaughter, Audrey. So the card is a folded piece of construction paper with the alphabet on it.
Aw.
She did A through D and then handed it to her mother, said, Mommy, I don't know what she said, but she had other things to do. You'll have to finish this for Julia. Use different colors for every letter. So Mary finished
She
it
did?
when Audrey saw it. These are all the same color. She like 2 of them were the same color or something. She gave her grief about the way it was done. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me.
Oh my gosh.
So Mary Ann's telling us all the story, and Julie's mom says, I thought the A through D were a little bit rougher looking than the rest of the alphabet. I wondered what happened.
That is too funny. Now, how old is she?
She's about 4. I think she's just a little bit younger than Theo.
Younger than, how old's Theo now? My gosh.
She's 4 plus. Yeah.
Wow. So crazy. These kids are growing up. I had my night planned. I'm home cooking dinner, cleaning, getting everything ready to garage sale tomorrow.
Good luck.
Doesn't look like it.
Might be a late night.
Has been Parker.
Parker, come on up.
Everybody's been on the handbook and we. Could you tell me that name?
Thank you.
Today is date and time set for hearing on violation of probation or violation of criminal responsibility. Ms. Barker will be pleading guilty. The school records are accurate. But we believe now, since September, unfortunately, Ms. Barker has had some serious issues with family health. And the daughter,
Malia.
who is 8 now. In this school, 60 AM dates, 56 PM dates. But the problem has been, I believe, cured. I explained to Ms. Barker that the court has enormous resources. If she needs help, the court will expect her.
All right. Ma'am, did you discuss your rights with Mr. Bowditch? You understand those rights and the options they give to you? And do you understand the possible penalty for today's charge? Understanding all of this, are you pleading guilty to the charge? Or are you doing so freely and voluntarily? All right. Mr. Bowditch told me how many days she's missed. You agree? I'll accept your plea. So what have you taken care of so next year we're not going to have that problem?
The problem was me being sick and not just having it, you know, have problems with my letters.
Okay. 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 All right. So your health issues were the main problem we were having?
First kids go to being sick, so when sometimes it should go down for me because I was like, health care.
Okay.
She had it, it wasn't like, I don't know, you know, I didn't feel the need to like take her to the
Yeah.
hospital. So I didn't have a doctor.
Yeah.
So then.
Okay. But she can't miss 50 days of school. Okay. All right. So the way this works is you stay out of trouble for 12 months, no new charges, and no continuing attendance issues for Malia. Malia? Pretty name, by the way. Where'd it come from? You just make it up? It's pretty. So at the end of 12 months, you stay out of trouble and we don't have any further problems with attendance. We dismiss it at the end of 12 months. Understood? Questions? You all set?
Thank
All right. Stay healthy. Taking people to the airport tomorrow because they're going to Europe. Their daughter's getting married.
That's nice.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember where they're going. I don't know if she's in Germany, France.
Oh my gosh.
My neighbor had a new knee put in today. He's already home.
No way. Oh my gosh.
I think it was a replacement. I know it was knee surgery. I think it was a full replacement. We went out to dinner the other night and he's like, see this? He plays pickleball all the time. And he like a divot in his arm. He took a really, really hard shot playing pickleball. And he said it hurt. He said, but you know, I got bursitis in the elbow too. So then it was hard to figure out if it was the bursitis or was it that? He said, I just kept, just kept working through it. He said, and then wouldn't tell me he was moving something heavy. And it really hurt. So we went to the doctor Doctor did an MRI. I said, yeah, you tore your bicep.
No.
He said, it's not uncommon with older guys.
Oh my
But
God.
he's like, so what are the options? He said, well, I can operate, I can fix it. He says, but then you gotta stay like this for 3 months. He said, I don't know how you're gonna get your knee done because you gotta have your arm down there to use a walker. So you wanna put off your knee surgery, then we can do that. And he's like, no, I'll get my knee done. I'll just live with this.
So is it painful?
He says, it quit hurting. But it's funny because you do this and there's an obvious hole here where,
It used to.
yeah. And he said he thinks what happened was it was torn, but then it separated as he just quit using it. Or as he kept using it, I should say. Like, oh yeah, it's fun getting old. It's just like slowed down so much. Like Jamie said, they were going pretty good this morning, and they decided to catch up, take a rest. Of course, these cases I think take a little bit more time too.
They do. They have to play them.
Yeah, they're trying to
That's why Patrick.
schmooze these people. He doesn't like these because he's got to talk to them too much.
And feels sad. That's why I said Scott. I have no idea, so I have no sympathy.
What blows my mind is how they see a lot of these guys to be rock slow. Some of them don't see the connection about you think we just have our own connection about because at every opportunity.
Well, that's like with me. Me and my stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Our kids have been that, and we made sure we had it wasn't enough.
You knew what?
It was never.
You knew you didn't do it the right way. You were gonna make sure they didn't do that.
Right, and it was never anything, and it ended up somebody's friends' parents told them about that we didn't. Otherwise, my kids would never have known. Cause it wasn't something you talked about, you just had to go to school, you were going to school. And
I asked my brother, this was like a couple years ago, we were up north, a bunch of us. Wow, how we got on it talking, because he's 10 years older than me. He's the oldest in the family.
oh, wow, 10 years.
And I said, we were talking about going to college. And I said, I never really remember having a discussion in the house about, what you do after high school. It was just kind of, I just always knew that high school, you went to college. I mean, I had friends that were going to college, but I didn't even realize it was an option in our house, just never gave it a thought. And I said, did you, as the oldest, in the family, was there any kind? He said, no. And neither one of our parents went to college. I mean, my dad was the first one. My dad's parents, none of my grandparents had an education. I think my mom's mom and dad both came over from Armenia, so there was no formal education for either one of them. They grew up in little villages.
Right.
And my grandfather on my dad's side had a 6th grade education. I don't think my grandmother had much more than that. So my dad was the first one that even graduated from high school. But I don't know why, but my brother said, no, there was no discussion. I just, you go to high school, you go to college. But why were my parents pushing college? They didn't even know anybody with a college education.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the important thing is it important in the home or not? I bet you read a lot to your kids too, didn't you? You read a lot to your kids?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I have boxes and boxes of books.
Susie still buying flipping kids' books.
If she really. No, it's like, I don't understand why, because mine were, gonna give them to the grandkids. Well, that's never gonna happen. So it's like, I just have them down in the basement.
Got so many books. And Cheyenne's got her own books, right? But yeah, I've read more than one study that's one of the best things you can do is expose your kids to language, and that starts with reading to them.
Well, like Cody, he was actually the one that got me into Harry Potter because I think in 3rd grade, they read it to him. Well, by 4th grade, it was banned.
Really?
Yeah. So in 3rd grade, his teacher read it to him. 4th grade, it was banned, and he had the same teacher, and she was hoping to read it. She couldn't, but because she read, I think, one book.
Yeah.
And so me and him read all of the Harry Potter books together. but it was like,
You read now?
he tries to, but he has books, yes.
Mhm.
He tries to read, but he just falls asleep
Yeah.
or he's too busy online listening to podcasts.
Yeah, I think Shane's and Susie were like on book 4 or 5 before I finally said, you know what, I'm gonna try one. I'm thinking, I wasn't gonna like it. I read that first book. I'm like, this woman is a freaking genius. I mean, she created an entire world, right?
It's so, and then if you go to Disney, I mean, if you go to Universal,
Yeah.
oh my
I want Susie to see that, but I'm afraid I gotta take her down there just to get her to see it.
It's amazing. Especially whenever you get on the bus, I mean, on the train, and then all of a sudden you see the frogs like slapping the window because they got away from, the two
Yeah,
brothers
yeah.
that had all the, it's just amazing.
I have no desire to go down there, but I really want her to see it. I'll try to talk Shane into take it. She's one of those people, every once in a while they say, if you could have anybody you wanted to at a dinner party, who would it be? I'd like to sit down and talk to her because I think she'd be a very, very interesting person to talk to. Because her mind doesn't work like the normal people's mind. Normal person's mind. Tina Finch is another one.
Yeah. I love how these people say, oh, he did that. So this, what's that? Oh, it's an English, he did that.
No, Silius, I do not speak Armenian. I can say, how are you? And I can order some food.
Let's speaking it.
Yeah, but I can't have a conversation.
Do you understand it?
Oh, God, no. Oh. Oh, my guys, this is like worse than torture. Very true. Big ol' signs Mondays.
Correct.
Go close.
There.
I think it'd be hell.
I think we're almost done. I'm gonna take off.
I know you weren't even scheduled for.
No, I just had a couple. But, I helped Josh and
Yeah,
Leslie,
Josh,
which they'll never pay.
I thought they did.
Well, they pay me for the ones I'm scheduled.
oh,
If I'm not house counsel, I'm speaking. Then they can do it. And long.
yeah, I have. Thank God, since BJI.
I don't want to talk about
Get better when you want, through the village. You take your husband and,
I think so. He's on Who Wants to Go?
but I'm not,
Probably, because I'm gonna go to the Eagles cabin.
you know, I ate there once already.
Well, the one time I'm at a big one open, the bartender called off or something. I'm like, yeah, why don't you waitresses, do it?
You're kidding.
Yeah, that couldn't be. They were closed. They're
I'm taking villages over, they're supposed to build.
Well, it might have just been the bar part of it. It was, yeah, I wasn't happy.
Urban means.
Mm-hmm.
And if you want to build another day, other than when you should, when you're passive, well, just call me. I'll meet you. Walk in. I'll meet you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Appearances for Kellogg.
Your Honor, for the record.
Betty Phillips.
Thank you.
Your Honor, please take the concept of violation of renting responsibility. At this time, Ms. Kellogg is going to agree that the school records are accurate from 2023. But since then, son Bryce, even though he's had some attendance problems this year, he's an honor roll student. His Kellogg shares custody with the husband. She's diligent and probably why he's an honorable student. His misses, 179 hours, happens on the week when your daddy has. So I told her that it's important that, tell daddies. Daddy needs to get his very intelligent child to school.
I got a better suggestion. Tell the friend of the court.
Yeah, I'm working on it.
How old is Bryce?
I'll be the name.
Okay. So you understand your rights and the options they give you?
Yeah.
Do you understand the possible penalty for the charge?
Yes.
Are you pleading guilty to the charge? Are you doing so freely and voluntarily today?
Yes.
I didn't beat you.
Right.
No.
Yeah, that's exactly what that means. And you agree with his recitation of facts? You satisfied?
Yeah.
I'll accept the plea. All right, how was it this file's been kicking around so long? You move, we lose you for a while or something?
All I know is my mom's house and I never gave me anything and I had moved a few times. Like I lived in Palmyra, I lived in Taylor. I lived in
Okay.
Newport.
So we've got you on Croissant now.
Yes.
That's good? Okay.
She had close to the bottom.
Yeah, I see that. All right. Are you working, Mom?
I am self-employed.
What do you do?
I mean,
Okay. Commercially, residential?
both.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. I had a woman in your position, I don't know, a month ago now, because I always ask everybody, where are you working? Right? I'm getting ready to start my own business. I'm like, oh, really? What is it? She says, mobile laundry. I'm like, tell me more. Because I'm thinking like she's going to restaurants and picking up their linens or something. She says, no, she says, I've done my research. It's a real big thing in certain areas, but there's nowhere around me that's doing it. Yeah, she'll set up an appointment for a working mom, for example. I'll be at your house at 6 o'clock. I'll pick everything up 6 o'clock Tuesday and I'll bring it back next week, 6 o'clock Tuesday. It's washed, dried, fold, bring it right back to you. I'm like, that's genius. That's genius, right? I said, I think you found a niche. No specialized equipment, right? Your water bill is going to go up, but you know, you use your own washing machine. I said, you might be onto something with that. Okay, so do you understand how this works? You stay out of trouble, no new criminal offenses. Bryce isn't having problems with attendance. At the end of 12 months, we dismiss. Understand that? And I'm serious as a heart attack. Friend of the court, judges and referees would not want to hear that Bryce is doing really well when he's with mom, but when he's with dad, he's missing 2 days of school every week.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. All right, unfortunately, this kicking around so long, we got some late fees, so I'm gonna get those fees out of you. Usually I don't charge money, but I'm gonna get the fees out of you. So we're gonna take $150 out of your bond. You posted or somebody else? Oh, good, we can give her money back then. Okay, just hang downstairs and we'll, probably not today. Yeah, so, we'll make sure we got good info. We'll send you some money. All right?
Yes. That's a good driving Taylor? Yes. Okay, we'll mail it back to that address.
Thanks, Heather. Thank you. Good luck. Mr. Hadley, I'm ready on more.
Yeah. You see, buddy. Come on, listen. Jeff, you're gonna be that one. Warren's gonna be sitting here on the record, support police station.
Thank you.
You're gonna need to reach a resolution in this matter. My client will be tendering a plea under the delayed sentencing statute of CLL in fifth.
That one?
CLL 771. That one, the delayed sentencing where she understands that if we've got 12 months and no issues with the attendance moving forward, the matter will be dismissed.
Thank you. Ma'am, do you understand your rights and options? And do you understand the possible penalty for the charge? Understanding all of that, are you pleading guilty to this charge today freely and voluntarily? Okay. So your daughter, what's her name? Spell it. Just how I would have done it. How old is she? Okay. And how much time did she miss?
1:30. So
Hours. Yeah.
Um,
You satisfied with the facts? I'll accept the plea. So what was going on?
Well, her father's schedule changed. She has to be with 5 now.
And my schedule changed. I have two jobs. I am a DCW, which is a direct care worker. We no longer can take in special needs before 7:30. We now have to take them in at 8 o'clock, so they can't go up to their facility. So that changed all of that.
Okay.
So there is no one there in our area that goes to school with her. The transportation, they said, send her to transportation. Transportation called me. This is the thing. Her stop is full. The stop before her has 2 openings. So you're telling me if I put my daughter on the stop before her, that there's only gonna be 1 seat available. So a child who's been catching the bus all the way all year, now don't be on the bus because my child now
Right.
is on the bus for the last 3 weeks of school left.
Right.
So I said this to Miss Avery, the transportation called her, told her the same thing. So
Who's Avery?
she's, so me and her, as people like to say, had a feeding contest.
I did say, but I just told her when you get in a fight with it, that, well, I didn't say it very tactfully, but when you start
But-
fighting school administration, it's hard to win that,
Right.
that contest because they will,
Yeah.
they'll run to the end.
Yeah.
But the issue was, I was explaining to her, I had already talked to the vice principal and the council and told them what happened. And I said, well, all are free to come and pick her up in the morning, because if I have to bring her, this is what's going to happen, because she's going to be late. So some of the days she was off school for 2 weeks straight, she had the flu. They made an issue about that, so I told them, saying, fine, I sent her to school with the flu. They then sent her back home.
Sure.
Within an hour. And she had asked me, well, why did you bring her to school? Because you made an issue about her not being there, but she literally asked for flu. So they said, well, you have to bring the doctor show. I want to take her to the doctor for the flu. My mom and my sister's a nurse, which I know everybody doesn't have that in their family.
Right.
But I called in and I excused it.
Right.
I just found out since I got this paper that even calling in and excusing your children's absences is not accepted. That still doesn't go to an excuse absence. So that's what we're at now. So now the only thing that we're left to do is I have to buy her a car, which I don't feel a 16-year-old this car. But this is the only way.
Well, here's the thing though. You don't live in Huron.
No, I'm Taylor.
You've chosen the Huron schools.
That's the next.
Right. But my point is, you've chosen that. That was a choice you made. That means you have the responsibility to get her to that school. They don't.
But there has not been an opening, and I had honestly called up every month. They can tell you I called
Right.
every month, trying to get her on that bus route. But the bus has been full since the beginning of the school year.
Mhm.
And Miss Avery knew this.
Right.
And transportation.
My point is Taylor has bus space for your daughter because that's where you live. Taylor has to provide transportation for your daughter.
Further than some, but which is one.
But that's not my point. My point is because you've chosen that district, the responsibility for transport is on you, not on the district. Okay. 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 But not every day.
That's something that has happened in the past few months, because our schedules, other than that, my local was daily.
Right. Right. But my point is now you can't do that because your schedule's changed.
So that's the only thing, that's why I said the only thing we have left to do now is we have to buy her a car for her to make it to school.
Or take her to Taylor.
It's closer to my house.
No, I understand why you would do it, but my point is I'm hearing conflicting messages. I want my daughter here on, but the only way to get her there is buy her car, and I don't think she should have a car. Right. Okay.
But
Okay.
here's what he wants to know is that moving forward here.
I don't want to see you again. Yeah. I don't want to see you again. Okay. Okay.
He says, wait a minute.
That's the conclusion. That's.
Okay. Okay.
That's the little, parent saying, no, I'm not leaving. I'm about, this is big set.
Okay. So here's the way it works. For 12 months, I got you under my thumb. You don't go out and commit any new crimes. We don't have any continuing issues with attendance for your daughter, and then we dismiss it. Okay? All right.
Oh, there's the right.
Good to go. Yeah, don't rob me.
Nobody around likes me, nobody around is nice. You're on, thank you for yourself, I know it's gonna. You got somebody probably waiting on you.
I do, I got a town girl.
Oh, come on, come on, come on. All right, I'm gonna keep signing.
Dark.
Dawn Dark and Jennifer Bailey, right? Perfect.
Are you the judge?
No, ma'am. You're not gonna get me in that kind of rabbit hole. You got some?
Yeah, 3.
Perfect. Thank you.
And this is it.
For you. There's nobody else with anybody?
I don't think so. You'd have.
That's what I thought.
Oh, thank you. Jeff left.
Right.
Yeah, Josh came left first.
Please rise. 34th District Court is back in session. I'll Brian the opening preside.
Have a seat, folks. Unless you're Ashley Kahn, you can come up.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. The 3/4 hearing on the defendant. Yes. Are you okay to see that? Yeah, like. Your Honor, as I stated, the applicant waived the formal hearing.
All right, Ms. Khan, I understand you're gonna plead guilty today?
Not supposed to.
It's not a question of supposed to. The paperwork says you're pleading guilty.
There's no other way out, right?
Yeah, you can have a trial.
Patient, jail.
No.
I'm not putting you in jail.
You can go to trial before a judge, this judge, or before a jury. And you would be presumed innocent.
Being innocent?
Then, okay, then you're not going to plead.
I need to talk to her dad.
Okay, maybe we should put this over, Your Honor.
I can do that. All right.
Put it over. Back. Being better help them too. Do you want to come and talk to the judge? Your Honor, this is the child that issued, she's 12 years old.
Okay.
You get it? Come on.
I don't mind talking to her. Yeah. When do you want to come? What's our next date? Come on up, Judy. I'm not gonna yell at you. Come on up. What's that? Hey, Mom, we're gonna have your case come back on June 22nd.
Okay.
What time? Judy, how come you're not going to school? Okay, that's not, if I asked you what's 13 times 543.2 and you said, I don't know, that'd be okay. But why you're going to school, I don't know is not a good answer. I don't know means you just don't want to tell me about it. You don't like school? Okay, step up to the mic, kid. All right. You're 12? Okay. Was there ever a time when you liked school? Didn't even like kindergarten. Kindergarten was okay? All right. Counsel, pull the mic down so I can hear her. Say it again. Okay, so after second grade, it was no fun? What changed between second and third grade? Okay, so you had a teacher you didn't like. Same teacher for fourth grade? How about the fourth grade? Do you like fourth grade? Okay, so I know you're only 12 years old, but what do you think you want to do when you're old? 25 years old. Okay. I don't expect you to know what you want to do when you're 12, but I want you to admit you don't know what you want to do, right? Okay, then listen closely. Most people don't know at 12 what they want to do with the rest of their life. That's no problem with that. That's okay. Here's the problem. When you decide what you want to do with the rest of your life, you want to make sure that option is available to you. Would you agree with me? Okay. Sometimes we decide what we want to do and the option isn't available to us because we don't have the proper educational foundation to do that. What I mean by that is, if you continue to struggle and not go to school, you're never going to get good grades. So if when you're 18 years old and you're getting ready to graduate from high school, you decide, you know what, I think I want to be a pediatric surgeon. I want to save little kids' lives. then you're going to have to really struggle to get through college because you didn't do well in K through 12. You understand what I'm saying? So because you don't know what you want to do right now, it's important for you to do as well as you can in school. So when you decide what you want to do, you can probably do that. Does that make sense? And I'm not saying you got to like school. School's easier if you do like it, but you got to do it. Because if you don't do school, life's a struggle. I mean, I'll be honest with you. Life's pretty tough even when you make all good decisions and do well in school. Life can still be pretty tough. But if you don't get the education that's available to you, I can guarantee your life is going to be harder than it has to be. You don't want that. So you got to figure out, I mean, you got to play little mental games with yourself maybe and just convince yourself that I got to go, so I might as well find some way to enjoy my day while I'm there. Are you listening? You're not hearing though, are you?
It's all changed, it's just,
You're stubborn, right? Are you stubborn? Stubborn's okay as long as you don't use it bad. And what I mean by that is if you let your stubborn hurt you, then it's not good for you.
There's a glimmer of hope here. She does have ADHD and her medication has just been switched.
Well, we can hope.
Kind of issue.
Yeah, we can hope.
So we're
Okay.
waiting for it to kick in.
All right.
But did you charge your? Okay, well,
She is a lawyer.
yeah.
Yeah. So that's all right. We can deal with it in June 22nd. We get a notice for her yet? All right. Okay.
Look at the notice. It has my phone number on it, okay? There's me. The defendant. So, we have any questions? Okay. Okay.
All right. Good afternoon, ladies.
Okay.
Dawn, Dark. Is it dark or darky? You don't use your E. It's okay. It's your E. You can do whatever you want with it.
Yeah. 3, 4, 6, 9, 6. Hang on. Dawn, Dark. And you're on, we will waive the formal readings. You.
Thank you.
Your Honor, Ms. Dark is actually, charged with, violation of parental responsibility and regarding one child who is 14 years old or 17. Oh, he's 15.
Okay. Okay.
He's 15.
Okay.
Yes, Dark. There's another child with ADHD who refuses to take his meds.
Okay.
But in any event, the prosecutor has offered 771.1 status and his Dark wishes to accept it.
All right. Ma'am, you understand your rights and the options those rights give you? You understand the possible penalty for today's charge? Understanding all of this, are you pleading guilty to the charge? Are you doing so freely and voluntarily? All right. So the paperwork I've got doesn't tell me how much time he's missed. So how many days has he missed or how many hours has he missed?
I felt it for 30, but
I wouldn't doubt it.
Over the 30.
and I think
Okay.
in this, I think when he goes to first hour, if you're late, they consider that absence.
They could. Yeah. All right. So we thinking it's 30 days plus?
Yes.
I'll accept the plea. Okay.
You don't have to plead guilty. You talk. You do not have to plead guilty. You don't say he's spinning absent.
Well, I'm sure, yes, I would be.
Well, that doesn't bother me. John. So you want to.
They want him in school as bad as you do, so I don't think they're making it up. Right.
I don't want to be in jail, but.
So all right, so let's talk about this. So first of all, counsel, you satisfied that the facts have been met? I'll accept the plea and I'm going to do the delayed sentence, which means for 12 months, you stay out of trouble, no new criminal offenses. And the attendance issues for Jackson do not continue. So let's talk about this. Maybe you need to bring Jackson in so we can have a conversation with Jackson. But I want to give you something to think about. When's he 16? Perfect. So there's a program that I want you to look into. Michigan Youth Challenge Academy. It's the MYCA. They've got a real good website. Check them out. If Jackson struggles with traditional, go sit all day with my butt in a chair school, this could be good for him. They run two programs. They run one that starts in July and they run one that starts in January. If he would go to the July program, and time is of the essence, because if you decide if that's best for the family, there's a lot of paperwork and hoops to jump through. But if he went in July, before Christmas, he's done with high school. So with him, he'll probably end up with a GED because he probably doesn't have enough high school credits to actually get a diploma. Some kids, they have enough high school credits. When they get done with the program, they've actually got college credits because the instructors on campus come from the local community college. All right. So not only will he be done with high school, he will have been exposed to their next phase, which is for kids that want to get into the trades. They have like a trade school element, right? He'll also have a chance to have spent a lot of time talking to military recruiters about, hey, why don't you think about the military as a career? Okay. Well, in my experience, a lot of these ADH kids are smart. That's not the problem with their attendant or their academic performance. It's not lack of brain power. It's they can't sit still long enough, blah, all the above. It's D, all the above. So check that program out because that could be just custom made for a kid like him. All right. And they have open houses. They have orientations that they do around the state, different places. They used to do them all the time at the Big Armory in Taylor. But that'll all be on the website. Check it out. All right. All right. So back to business here. Any questions about how this works?
Well, how long they on
12 months. 12 months. Don't rob a bank for 12 months and no more problems with Jackson. And if you're having problems, school year starts up September. If you're having problems, seriously, get him in here so we can talk to him.
Well,
All right. Good luck.
yeah. How do I get them in here?
You know what? Seriously, just walk in here any day, tell the guys that are in uniform, hey, I'm on a delayed sentence for my kid not going to school. Judge said bring him in so we could talk. When can I set that up? All right. Well, you know what? Then bring him in here before the school year starts. All right. I'm more than willing to give him the time. Yeah. Jennifer Bailey.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Leslie Knapp, G 3469. Hearing on behalf of the defendant, Jennifer Bailey. Your Honor, will waive the form and reading.
Ms. Bailey, I understand you're going to plead guilty to one count and we're going to dismiss the other one. Is that correct? Did you discuss your rights and options with counsel? Understood all that? Do you understand the possible penalty for the charge? Are you pleading guilty to the charge? Are you doing so freely and voluntarily? Son or daughter? What's your name?
My husband? Well, she's not.
Like the tree?
What?
I said spelled like the tree?
Yes.
All right.
Your Honor, the other case involved Ivy, who was 6, but that is dismissed. I would note that Ms. Bailey and Ivy's father are married and living together, so I would have objected to that. Just on the basis that she should not be the person charged, but, Willow's dad, and he had a dad here.
Okay.
Willow's dad has not yet been charged criminally, but his parental rights, termination of his parental rights is pending right now because of sexually assaulting Willow. Yeah, so.
Stop. Is she in counseling?
She sees the therapist at Summit every week. Sorry.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right.
It's been a whole nightmare for hours. It's been, yeah. Sorry.
You're all right.
Makes me upset.
You're all right.
The judge.
This is upsetting stuff.
Sorry. This, if there was ever an excuse for being in front of you on a case like this.
What's going on between you and Dad?
We were never together. He's
Okay.
a drug addict.
Okay.
Great, but we went through the courts, they gave him parenting time, and during the overnights, I guess assault was taking place, and she
Okay.
invited in the therapist, she was already seeing the therapist.
Good, good.
Go over the case, and, she went to Kids Talk in April of
Yep.
5.
Mhm. Okay,
Like, she even has an ongoing CPS worker, and I'm like non-respondent mother in the case.
Yep.
Because they found him guilty in family court of committing those acts against her, but Taylor Police Department gave the Wayne County prosecutor the forms for like to a warrant to
Yep.
arrest him, but
Yep.
there's such a backlog,
Yep.
it's on the streets now.
Yep. Okay,
For a period of time while this was going on, he picked her up from school for the family court.
right.
And
That's no longer an option though.
yeah, there's
No, it's even on just school records.
terrifying for school.
Right, right, right. All right, so,
The therapists, they work through trauma based,
Yeah.
cognitive behavioral therapy, and they're like right, in the middle of it, working through like what happened.
Okay.
But she's- That's,
good, that's wonderful. So the therapist is coming to the school?
yeah, that some actually has a therapist that will never be told.
Okay, okay. Starfish is great.
To the school or do virtual every week.
Okay. Good, good, awesome. That makes my tail wag. Yeah, that's good. Okay, all right.
Actually enjoy it.
Yeah, so dad's not gonna be able to pick her up next year.
No.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, okay, maybe not. Maybe not.
Way with any.
I've had detectives tell me they're waiting 3 years to get a request on a murder warrant request. So,
I have conversations every week with,
yeah,
you know, the
APAs, the locals.
yeah, the ones who are on the front lines here, and they just have no idea.
Yeah, yeah. All right, so factually, I can accept your plea. I'll delay sentence, so for 12 months, don't commit a crime, and no more problems with attendance, and then we just dismiss this. You know, it's communicate, communicate, communicate. You know, you should be on a first name basis with everybody at the school, right? Everybody knows what you're dealing with, and 99% of them want to help you through that, but they're probably not going to track you down and offer help. But if you're there and you're asking for help, because, you know, it blows my mind, the schools have way more resources to help parents than most parents know. Because they just don't, you know, they don't go out, like I said, they don't drag you off the street and say, hey, look what we can do for you. Right, right. Yep. Okay. All right. Good luck, Mom.
Do I come back in a year then? Or-
Don't need to.
If it's something you shouldn't say.
Yep. All right. I've got Sierra, Cameron.
So much. You're
Welcome.
Have a great holiday, everybody.
You too.
Bye.
Your Honor, I am happy to finish the day with such a lovely little pair here. So this is Attorney Josh Adams. Please take yours and record.
Thank you.
Got our co-counsel down here as well, who's been waiting for French fries. That's the next stop. So, Your Honor, we have reached a resolution in this matter. My client would like to avail ourselves of the plea offer where the pending violation of criminal responsibility is all with a plea under 771.1. I believe the term of this sentence on that one was a 6 month, is what we're looking at. We just 6 months. Kids in summer school with an IEP doing great, up and running. So yeah, we don't anticipate any issues moving forward, but I did mention that there may be some resources potentially available. She lost the support of the father, who's moved out to Arizona. So she's kind of fighting the battle on her own a little bit right now. I told her it's late in the day. I didn't know who here might.
Nobody's here now.
But I was thinking maybe we could get her in touch with, I'm having such.
Probably Avery. Here.
And I mean, when I say that, I'm not trying to be boring, but we really do care. And there's a lot of resources that, the court can reach out with. So
Yeah.
like I say, take advantage of it, just, you know, all of the great sheets.
So did you discuss your rights and options? You understand all those? And do you understand the possible penalty for the charge? Are you pleading guilty to the charge freely and voluntarily? All right. So I've got information here that says, the The kid's missed 50 and 57 days. Sound factually accurate? All right, I'll accept your plea. So the way this works is 12 months, you're under my thumb, don't commit any new crimes. 6 months, you're under my thumb, don't commit any new crimes, and no further attendance problems. All right, so did he give you that card? All right, if you call Mr. Taylor, just tell him what kind of problems you're dealing with, what kind of issues you're struggling with, and just say, Oakley said you might be able to put me in touch with some resources. All right, he's kind of our resource guy. Okay? Questions? Good luck.
Let's get any probationers who are good with insurance, because needs for a car is like.
Well, you know what? Seriously, tell him, act like you're talking to your bestie and just tell him all your struggles, because one of his jobs is to help people pay off their fines and costs when they don't have money. One of the things we do in that situation is we tell him to go out and do community service. So if he knows he's got a mechanic that's trying to work off some fines and costs, maybe we can do something creative. I'm not making any promises, but maybe. All right. Good luck. Oh, hold on. You owe us money. You owe us money on some other stuff. You know about that? We got registration or plate, speeding, registration or plate from 24 and 25, Sumter and Van Buren Township. Are you in a position to get some kind of payment plan set up?
So, I think it comes a little bit, with the situation with the kid, I'm not in art program, so I don't teach my job.
Yep.
Good.
Good. All right. So can we do a payment plan down there? Is there nobody there?
I mean, everybody's.
All right. So when you talk to Mr. Taylor, tell him you also want to set up a payment plan and see what he can do. See if maybe he can walk you through it on the phone. All right. Good luck. Is that it?
It's just, I got all those shows over here. You don't need them for anything?
No, you got both piles?
Yep.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
So we're done?